Wildfires around Los Angeles that have killed at least 28 people and torched more than 60 square miles. Several new fires have popped up this week as the strong winds continue there. Weekend rains around L.A. could actually trigger mudslides. It is 30 degrees right now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says should see partly cloudy skies today. The high getting into the mid-40s. Dip back below freezing tonight, though. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, commuters get a mixed bag of news today around town. First in the Cumberland Mall area, where drivers should have a new way to access the I-75 express lanes by the afternoon rush today. Bob Voiles with the Cumberland Community Improvement District says the ramp from Acres Mill Road will be a great addition.
Not only improve the lives of the tenants and residents of this area, but it'll improve the property values of all the retail and office and residential projects here in the Cumberland market.
He says it'll provide access for about 100,000 commuters each day. Meanwhile, drivers using the Peach Pass could face some inconveniences starting today.
The reason is upgrades are being done, so this means you won't be able to get in touch with customer service until they're finished. Erica Bayonne is with the State Road and Tollway Authority. She tells us
normal operations for our digital platforms will resume immediately after the system upgrades have been completed, and customers will be able to keep moving to that peachier customer experience.
The work will continue through the 29th and then set to be back online and reopen the next day, which is next Thursday. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Well, most of the snow may be melted, schools may be back open, but more than 6,000 Metro Atlanta workers are still feeling the impact of this week's winter weather.
Henry County School District employees were originally supposed to be paid today. That will now happen Wednesday. The district says that's because staff members weren't able to get to the district office with snow and ice on the roads. This employee tells Channel 2 Action News they're paid on a monthly schedule.
This sick feeling in my gut that I don't know what I'm going to do till next Wednesday.
The district says they're using this as a learning opportunity. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
We're hearing from the King family after President Trump signs an executive order that would declassify all remaining information about high-profile assassinations, including the killing of Martin Luther King Jr. The family says in a statement it would like to review any information before it's made public. As for what to expect,
those documents could reveal more about allegations the FBI was complicit in his killing. The Justice Department determined James Earl Ray acted alone.
Reporter Andrew Dimbert says information is also expected on the assassinations of John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy in the coming weeks. This weekend is the peak opportunity to see a unique alignment of the planets in the evening sky.
Known as the Parade of Planets, this phenomenon is not exceptionally rare, celestially speaking, but it is uncommon for so many planets to be visible at the same time. Fernbake Science Center astronomer Mark Lancaster says viewing is best just after sunset for the next few weeks, beginning in the western sky.
Venus is going to be the brightest one. Saturn is right next to Venus. The eastern sky, Jupiter is very high in the sky and extremely bright, and then Mars is just rising in the east.
Neptune and Uranus can be seen as well, but that requires a telescope. Mercury joins the parade briefly in February. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It's 9:03. Mark Arab Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Start of the roads, triple team traffic. Here's Smiling Mark McKay.
Thanks, Judd. We start on I-20 and the slowing passing Six Flags to Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Still a bit of a slow zone. We've been following on the Interloop on that west side as you leave MLK Jr. Drive exit 9. The 285 delays easing up on the east side, leaving Covington Highway. Still see on and off brake lights past Highway 78. And, of course, that is slowing the right lanes of the Stone Mountain Freeway, 78 westbound, leaving Mountain Industrial Boulevard. What's left over across the northern suburbs, Ashley Frasca?
Wondering if that's the work zone or just the sunshine. Already slowing 316 headed eastbound back out to Lawrenceville at Sugarloaf Parkway, 85 south, and a few brake lights getting down to Beaver Ruin. And the good news, 400 south running smoothly to Sandy Springs, and so is 75 south through Marietta. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy today, high 44, breezy at times with wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Lows tonight back down to the mid-20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 48. Increasing cloud cover on Sunday, morning low 29, afternoon high 50.
24 degrees in Roswell, 27 in East Point, 30 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
My buddy Chandler summed it up. Holy smokes, what a week. We finally made it to Friday, Payday Friday, Donut Friday. I can't wait to sleep this weekend Friday. Welcome, friends. Mark Airman crew with you till noon with a humdinger of a show for you today. 1 hour from now, we're going to go live to Jerusalem, the very latest from correspondent Robert Berger. We're going to see more hostage exchanges tomorrow between Israel and Hamas. Bill Crane, political analyst, going to join us live at 10:35. Lay down the law of the land when it comes to the Senate confirmation hearings. Still some question marks there. Still some things we don't know. Again, Bill's going to join us live at 10:35. We got the 5K day bonus blitz. Deborah's got more tickets to give away to see the legend that is Willie Nelson. I want to start with President Trump's, this is his 5th day in office. Longoria, he is not moving at a medium pace. If you know what I'm saying.
No, he's not.
He's not moving he is moving at a rapid pace. We're going to be all over the first 5 days of the Trump administration. I want to talk, though, about a story that Judd just mentioned there in the news at 9. I don't know if Longoria, I'm going to put you or Deborah, put you on the spot. Do you remember the one, when Trump was first elected, the one thing I wanted to do when he was in office? Do you remember what that was?
Aliens.
Yes.
Release the aliens.
Release the, I don't know if
the aliens, but
the files.
The Zapruder film.
Yes. That was when he got elected. I was like, I want two things, actually. Don't start World War III and release the UFO files. He didn't start World War III. That was good. But he didn't release the UFO files. So I was very disappointed when he left office. I thought on the last day he would just be like, you know what? Screw it. Here's all the UFO files. I'm still holding out hope that will happen in his second administration. But what he is doing, and Judd just mentioned the story, he is releasing files, not the UFO files, but the FBI files concerning the assassinations of RFK, JFK, and MLK. I just realized they all end in Ks. Do we have any friends with the last names K? That doesn't bode well. Anyway, JFK, RFK, MLK. He is going to release all of the government files, not just the FBI files, the government files. Christopher Cruz has the story.
The order builds on a 1992 law authorizing intelligence agencies to start releasing the files. Trump said, quote, everything will be revealed.
A lot of people are waiting for this for years. For decades.
In 2022, some information about the assassination was released, but the files were heavily redacted. The order also requires the files related to the assassinations of Robert F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King to be released. Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
So you remember the hit film in I guess it was the early 90s, JFK by Oliver Stone, and at the end of the movie, they had like this thing on the screen saying the JFK files won't be released until 2072 or some ridiculous number in the future, and we're like, oh, we're never. That was like, oh, I want to stay healthy so I'm alive when maybe this is going to happen now, that he is going to release the files on JFK, RFK, and MLK. Now, Judd also mentioned that the King family wants to look at the files before they're made public, which I think is certainly fair. I'm not saying that they have the right to say, hey, don't release them, but they should get a heads up first. I wonder, with Trump's growing relationship with RFK Jr., if that was one of the conditions. RFK is like, I'm going to endorse you, but I want you to release the files about my dad's assassination. I'm not sure what the Kennedy family wants or doesn't want, but that is something that, hey, listen, let's get full transparency. I like the fact that Trump is moving to do that. I really wish he would do that with the stinking UFO files, though. Goodness gracious, let it happen. So Tom Samoluk, who serves on the board of directors at the JFK Library, up in Boston. Have you ever been there to the Kennedy Center?
I have not.
Oh,
no.
man. It's one. If you ever get to Boston, which is a phenomenal city, don't go now. Go in the spring or the fall. But the RFK Center, the library, it's a must visit if you're up in the Boston area. Anyway, he serves on the board of directors at the JFK Library, says he has reviewed all of the classified documents in the JFK files, and he says, quote, the records will not reveal any smoking gun. There will be some puzzle pieces that will be put back in it that will tell a more robust and rich story. So this is a guy who's seen him, allegedly, the unredacted files, says there's no smoking gun, but it'll add some more layers to that. The MLK files, those are probably, I mean, if that's true, what the guy at the JFK Library says, he's seen him, there's no smoking gun. The MLK files, that's something I really want to, we could see some smoking guns in there. ABC's Andrew Deinberg has more.
As for the MLK assassination, those documents could reveal more about allegations the FBI was complicit in his killing. The Justice Department determined James Earl Ray acted alone, but a congressional investigation found the years-long surveillance on King by FBI agents in order to undermine the civil rights leader was probably a felony.
So there could the MLK files could be problematic if they do indeed point fingers at the FBI. But again, President Trump not working at a medium pace. He's at a rapid pace. I mean, the stuff that's going on, troops to the border. I just saw the headline that military aircraft being used right now to take undocumented migrants out of the country back to, I want to say Guatemala, not Mexico, not Venezuela, but I think Guatemala. He's got a busy day today. He's going to go to North Carolina and visit Hurricane Helene victims there in western North Carolina. Then he's going to go to L.A. and visit the wildfire victims there. And then I guess he's going to Nevada, to Las Vegas, and maybe hold like a thank you rally. I think that's what we're talking about, like a thank you rally for the folks in Nevada, that swing state that swung for Trump. So I don't have the energy to do one of those three things. He's knocking out all three. But again, President Trump, if you're listening, I appreciate the transparency on the RFK files, the JFK files, and the MLK files. But please, for the love of all that is holy, release the UFO files. Just, that's it. You want my full and total endorsement? Go ahead. Raise my taxes, whatever you got to do. But let's just see those UFO files. That would be remarkable. One of the executive orders that President Trump has signed is the end of remote working for federal employees. That could have a huge impact here in Georgia and Metro Atlanta. I'm going to give you some numbers when we come back. The number of federal workers we have in the state and the number of those that work remotely. Some really eye-popping numbers. I'll share them with you. All day today, Jewish Elvis, Neil Diamond, happy birthday, King. 84, Deborah? Forever in Blue Jeans. We're all wearing blue jeans today.
Song.
Yes, there you go. So DJ Longo spinning all Neil Diamond today, the Jewish Elvis. Social media is active at Mark Arum, MarkArum, and at WSB Radio.
And if you pardon me, I'd like to say we do okay. Forever in blue jeans.
Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, hoping with Paws Atlanta to find a home for our first WSB Dog of the Month, Sherry. She is adorable. She is good-natured. Meet her at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fees, too, for Sherry's new human. WSBRadio.com/dog.
Now that the hustle and bustle of the holidays is over, it's worth giving some thought to were my guests comfortable in my home? Did the electrical system hold up with the decorations and constant drone of kitchen appliances? Ashley Frasca for Ragsdale Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electric. Over the holiday season, we played tug of war with our thermostat, constantly adjusting the temperature. But it reminds me when it's time for maintenance, and I actually look forward to a Ragsdale technician coming out to my home. They're patient, always on time, and happy to help. I've trusted them in our home for years, whether it's electrical, plumbing, or a furnace that's just not quite keeping up. Ragsdale is here to help your family stay comfortable. They've been in business almost 30 years, and many employees celebrate decades of service with Ragsdale. They're one of the most Google-reviewed HVAC companies in Metro Atlanta and has a well-earned 4.9 rating. See why at ragsdaleair.com or give them a call. Tell them I sent you. Ragsdale, the name you know you can trust.
Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity. Hey, friends, it's Mark here. Now through January 30th, get gig internet at home, $25 a month for 1 year when you add unlimited mobile line, which connects you to gig speed Wi-Fi on the road. Act fast today. Save more than $650 over AT&T and Verizon in your first year. Plus, hurry and take advantage because right now you can also get a free 5G phone with trade-in. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment taxes and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon Fiber Gig Plus One Unlimited Welcome Line and AT&T Fiber Gig Plus One Unlimited Starter Line. Xfinity internet is required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary. Get more information on all the savings at Xfinity.com/gig savings.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Protect your turf from termites. Call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade's Georgia every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
New year, new resolutions. Blake Cooper here, and watch your child's SAT scores jump with the discipline of a piano. During our January clearance, save thousands on Steinway, Yamaha, and Baldwin. Even scratch and dent. Save thousands during Cooper Piano's January clearance. Details online at cooperpiano.com.
9:18 on the Mark Arum Show, checking trouble on the west side perimeter, live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Here's Mike Shields.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Yes, unfortunately, working a crash right now in a tough place. This is 285 northbound, the interloop right at I-20 exit 10 on the west side perimeter. That has the left lane blocked, so that's really impacting that left lane ramp to I-20, and delays start back before Cascade Road exit 7. Hopefully, they can clear that out of the roadway soon. Also, the road work setting up into Cobb County 20 eastbound, approaching Wesley Chapel Road exit 68. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
Not only are we wishing Jewish Elvis Neil Diamond a happy 84th birthday, Mike Shields turns, you know what, Mike, you could be 27 or 47. I have no idea how old are you?
Oh, we're going 27 today. That'll work for us.
There you go. Happy birthday, Mike Shields. Did you know that you shared a birthday with Neil Diamond?
I didn't, but that's fantastic news right now. That makes the day a little better.
There you go. All right, let's hear some more Neil. I've been to 2 concerts where I sat in the front row. Both were Neil Diamond. Ooh. Greatest singer-songwriter, in my opinion. Some might argue. Anyway, we're going to hear I apologize if you're not a Neil Diamond fan, but we're going to hear...
You should be if you're listening to this show.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, all Neil Diamond today on the show. Very excited, by the way. In 1 hour... I don't know if you folks have watched The Night Agent on Netflix. The second season's released Thursday. Lucianne Buchanan, who is the female lead in the show, she's going to join us live at 10:20. I'm so excited to talk to her. And, of course, around 10:11-ish, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus split. So much to talk about. We're going to go live to Jerusalem at 10 o'clock here on the Mark Arum Show. I do want to continue our coverage of Donald J. Trump, the president, not moving at a medium pace. He's moving at a very rapid pace. One of the executive orders that Trump signed, and I think I'm on board with this one, almost 100%. I don't know about the freezing of federal hiring, but ending remote work in an effort to shrink the federal workforce. So one of the Trump's executive orders, you work for a federal agency, you've been working from home, that ends now. I think, and I don't know every job. Some jobs might work better if you're remotely, but I just know that people take advantage of that, work from home thing. There are coworkers here in Longoria we see once every 3 months.
That is
right.
true.
And I don't know if they're doing their job to the fullest, but I'd like to see this building full. I like to pull in and the parking lot's full. I like to see coworkers, and you run into a coworker and you can bounce an idea off of them. It's just just this industry. I'm not familiar with every industry, but I like the executive order to end remote working for federal workers. Now, how big a deal is this in Georgia? Getting these numbers from Axios this morning. The latest U.S. Census data shows that roughly 211,000 federal employees worked in Georgia as of 2023. 211,000. Now, that does include military personnel, but over 200,000 federal employees worked in Georgia. 16.2% of them worked remotely. That's a big number. That's post-pandemic, 2023. 16.2% of federal employees in Georgia worked remotely. The national rate, in case you're wondering, 12.7%. So nationally, federal workers, 12.7% work remotely. Here in Georgia, 16.2%. That's the sixth highest percentage in the country. Now, who does that include? Like CDC, that's a big one. EPA employees, IRS workers, Social Security employees, postal workers, federal judges, air traffic controllers. I'm assuming air traffic controllers can't work remotely. Can you work
remotely for that?
I'd be really scared to fly if air traffic controllers are in their pajamas in their home office.
Yeah, with a screen that bleeps out everyone.
That can't be, right? That
got the cat filter on their face.
There's no way. Someone fact check. I mean, I'm not saying that, but there's no way that air traffic controllers can work from home. It's too important of a job. That'd be like a brain surgeon working from home. Hey, Microsoft Teams me in. I'll tell you what to do with the scalpel. So I'm assuming that they're just including them in the list as federal employees, but not that are working remote. Now, there could be an upside for this. Since the pandemic started, I've talked about the deterioration of office space and the businesses associated with them. Think of downtown Atlanta, midtown Atlanta, the Dunwoody area. When everyone started working from home, if you owned a mom and pop coffee shop, you lost a lot of work. We see a number, and we're on a kind of an island here in Midtown. If you want to get something to eat from the station, where are you going? There's nothing around here. All the places that were at that restaurant over there, that can't stay in business because everyone, the Equifax building, that's the one across
Oh,
the
yeah,
right?
the one right, like walking distance, yes.
Like they're working remote, I'm assuming, so they can't keep these low. So if there is a silver lining to this, that maybe this will boost the economy of the downtown, midtown, Buckhead, Dunwoody areas, those big office complexes that have suffered because so many people are working from home. So I'm on board this Trump initiative to get federal workers back into the workplace. Now, there might be the rare occasion where, it should be case dependent. Can this person do their job to the best of their ability while working at home? Do they have some sort of a physical ailment that prevents them? I mean, obviously, there are going to be exceptions. But I'm all for this Trump initiative to get federal employees back into the office. I think all employees should be heading back. I know there's sales people listening right now going, shut up, Aram. Shut up, Aram.
Slowly pulling your endorsements as we live.
Stop talking. But when we were in the middle of the pandemic, I did one 20-minute show remotely, right?
You did.
It was right in front of Georgia basketball. I was like, it's 20 minutes. I'll stay at home. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. So we were the only show that came in. I know, you can't work remote. Deborah could work remote. You guys probably didn't like the fact that I was in every day during the pandemic.
No, just getting us sick.
We were a little. Oh, look who's talking, Patient Zero.
The man who
we
first.
We were a little jealous that some of the other shows got to stay home.
But no offense, the other shows working remotely didn't sound as good. It just doesn't. Like there's one show, I'm not going to name names, but there's like 6 people on the show. right? And they were all working from home.
And it all just sounded confusing.
Yeah, it sounds better when we're in the building, in the studio, making eye contact, being able to riff off each other. It's just a better situation. So that of all the things that, and listen, there's so many things that Trump has signed into executive order. I actually like that one. Not so much the freezing the federal hiring, because I think if people are going to quit, if they have to go back, some of those jobs need to be replaced. Now, I know the goal is to kind of thin out the payroll when it comes to federal workers, but there are federal air traffic controllers. Like, we don't freeze the hiring of air traffic controllers. We need them. How about TSA agents? They're federal workers, right?
Well, they got called out sick during the
Yeah.
snowstorm.
How about hiring TSA agents like Gnocchi, who shows up no matter what the weather is?
Yeah, he's gonna walk in snow.
You'd be in middle management in a week, Gnocchi, with the TSA. You'd be showing up down there just all of a sudden. I'm here every day. What? So I don't know about the freezing, but I love the fact that he is going to send federal remote workers back. And I've got some friends that work at the CDC. They're not happy about it, I'm sure, because they've been working remotely. I think they've been doing a 3-2, 3 days from home, 2 days in the office, which brings us to coffee badging. This is a story Deborah sent me the other day. It's people that, if companies are like, hey, you got to come back to the office twice a week. Like, that has been the standard. So they'll swipe their badge, have a cup of coffee, show their face, stay around for 30 minutes, and then peace out. It's become a thing. Coffee badging, they call it.
Or like, how you bring donuts on Friday?
Yeah.
People that normally aren't here on a Friday might show up on a Friday morning and be like, oh, wow, there's donuts, and then catch up with everybody.
Yeah, have a coffee, a donut, and then pee. It's called coffee badging. Anyway, so much more on the first 5 days of the Trump presidency, Trump 2.0. When we come back, the birthright citizen issue, the executive order, that got a lot of headlines. I told you what I thought about it. Now the courts are weighing in. Stephen Portnoy from ABC News is going to give us the latest on that. 10:05, we're going live to Jerusalem. 10:20, Lucianne Buchanan from The Night Agent. Oh, my goodness, I love her so much. She's going to join us live. And we got another 5K Day Bonus Blitz keyword to give you around 10:12 on the Mark Arum Show. News, weather, and traffic next.
But nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. Many of these animals are rescued from desolate conditions. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years. They help ensure that pets have a safe, warm shelter during times of need, especially during natural disasters. But pets need forever homes too. Adopting a shelter pet enriches the lives of one's family and allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work, including their efforts to rescue animals in need, certify the humane treatment of farm animals, help ensure the safety of animals on the silver screen, and protect our planet's amazing endangered species at AmericanHumane.org.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Jed Hickenbotham. Our top story this half hour. Still feeling the effects of this week's winter weather even after most of the snow and ice has melted away. Crews are busy this morning in DeKalb County fixing yet another water main break blamed on the freezing temperatures. This time it's on Dresden Drive just east of Apple Valley Road. That is very close to another break that took days to fix. County CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson expresses concern about DeKalb's well-documented aging water system.
You're dealing with pipes in many instances that have been in ground 80 to 100 years and never had any remediation.
The city of Atlanta has its own water main breaks, including one along Piedmont Avenue near the state capitol, but that one is blamed on a construction crew and not the weather. Meanwhile, more than 6,000 workers with the Henry County school system will not be getting their monthly paychecks today as planned because of the weather. They'll have to wait until next Wednesday after workers in charge of those checks were not able to get to work for most of the week because of school closures and icy roads. District apologizes for the delays. It is 32 degrees, freezing right now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we'll crawl back into the mid-40s today under partly cloudy skies, dipping back below the freezing mark tonight, maybe up to 50 degrees through the weekend. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. As Israel and Hamas prepare for the next step of their ceasefire, with Hamas releasing more hostages from Israel, further pulling out of Gaza, all that expected tomorrow, Atlanta-based Delta Airlines prepares to resume service to Israel.
Delta will restart daily nonstop flights between New York City's JFK Airport and Tel Aviv on April 1st. Those flights were suspended after the Hamas attack on Israel in October of 2023. Delta says it made the decision to resume the flights after a comprehensive security review. The flights will provide nearly 2,000 seats each week. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti for 95.5 WSB.
Watching Capitol Hill closely today with a full Senate vote expected on Pete Hegseth, President Trump's defense secretary pick. Correspondent Rachel Scott says it's expected to be close after two Republicans pull their support for the former Fox News host.
Hegseth can only afford to lose 3 Republican senators. Murkowski and Collins make 2. We're also going to be watching Senator Mitch McConnell tonight. He could be a wild card in all of this, but either way, Republican leadership is very confident he has the vote.
Hegseth denies the list of allegations against him that include sexual assault and public drunkenness. And smartphones could be making teenagers more aggressive, and they may be causing hallucinations. It's according to a new study by the nonprofit Sapien Labs. Finds the younger a person is when they start using a smartphone, the more likely they are to develop psychological problems. Researchers also warn phones are making kids withdraw from society. Problems appear to be more common in girls than in boys. It is 9:33 as we check your money. A mixed bag right now on Wall Street. Dow is down about 50 points. S&P and NASDAQ are up slightly. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center, and the birthday boy, it's Mike Shields.
Hey, thank you, Judd. And better news for you on the west side perimeter. Crash is cleared on 285 northbound, the Interloop right at I-20 exit 10. All lanes back open. Still sluggish, though, 3 miles back before Cascade Road, exit 7, but that will improve. Getting slow, though, into Lawrenceville with roadwork setting up. Highway 316 eastbound getting past Sugarloaf Parkway. Avoid those brake lights. Use Duluth Highway, Highway 120, or Highway 29 as alternates. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy today, high 44. Lows tonight back down into the mid-20s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 48. Increasing cloud cover on Sunday, but staying dry. Morning low 29, afternoon high 50.
31 degrees right now in Walnut Grove, 32 in Powder Springs, 33 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, hoping with Paws Atlanta to find a home for our first WSB Dog of the Month, Sherry. She is adorable. She is good-natured. Meet her at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fees, too, for Sherry's new human. WSBRadio.com/dog.
Think about what happens here in Wisconsin. Agriculture will almost not exist anymore.
That's the governor of Wisconsin reacting to President Trump's birthright citizen order. We'll go in-depth on that next on the Mark Arum Show.
Wet spots or water streaks on your ceiling, drywall, or chimney? Your roof is leaking. Home Fix-It host Dave Baker. Get a free roof analysis from my trusted experts, Finley Roofing. The roof guys. No obligation, no charge. FinleyRoofing.com. Roof.
It's the 50th year of the Giant Atlanta Camping and RV Show. Georgia's largest showcase of new campers, travel trailers, and motorhomes. 4 days to shop, Thursday through Sunday, the 23rd through the 26th. Atlanta Expo Center, AtlantaRVShow.com.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. Many of these animals are rescued from desolate conditions. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years. They help ensure that pets have a safe, warm shelter during times of need, especially during natural disasters. But pets need forever homes too. Adopting a shelter pet enriches the lives of one's family and allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work, including their efforts to rescue animals in need, certify the humane treatment of farm animals, help ensure the safety of animals on the silver screen, and protect our planet's amazing endangered species at AmericanHumane.org.
As Georgia's homegrown leader in business insurance, Builders partners with thousands of local businesses to safeguard workers and help them return to their lives after injuries. Explore reliable workers' compensation solutions at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
Sir Winston, with Franklin Roosevelt, gave us our finest hour. He was not afraid of blood or sweat or tears.
60 years ago today, as heard on WSB Radio, Sir Winston Churchill died in London at the age of 90. I learned more about Churchill, Deborah, in the TV show The Crown than I ever did in school.
I hated that portrait.
Are they done? Is The Crown done, by the way?
Yeah, I think so.
It's
because,
done.
I mean, with the Queen actually dying and how she's exited, I think it's done. yeah.
Okay.
It would be good for another season.
I would like one more season. Amazing show. Speaking of amazing shows, The Night Agent Season 2 released on Thursday, coming up at 10:20. We're going to talk to Rose. That's the character's name. The actress is Lucianne Buchanan. She's going to join us live at 10:20. A phenomenal show. 10:05, we're going live to Jerusalem. Robert Berger, correspondent from CBS. The latest should have more hostages released tomorrow. We'll get the latest from him. And political analyst Bill Crane at 10:35, breaking down the Senate confirmation process. What's the latest with Pete Hegseth? Right now, though, let's continue our coverage of Trump 2.0. He is just about to take off from D.C. and head to North Carolina to visit Western North Carolina and the Helene-damaged area there. Joining us from ABC News, it's Stephen Portnoy. Stephen, of all the hundreds of executive orders that Trump signed that evening in the Oval Office after the inauguration, the one that really jumped off the page for me was the birthright citizenship, thinking that can't really be a thing, and it looks like a federal judge in Washington agrees with me.
Oh, it didn't even take half an hour yesterday. As Judge John Kuhnauer said in his 4 decades on the bench, he'd never seen such a clear-cut case, calling it blatantly unconstitutional, turning to the Justice Department lawyer, asking if they think it's constitutional, and the answer was yes. And the judge said, it boggles my mind how anybody could say that. So he issued a temporary restraining order. Look, what Trump has hoped to do, starting next month, is block the State Department, Homeland Security, the Treasury Department from granting things such as passports or Social Security numbers to the children of women born here if the mother is in the country illegally, in the country on a work, student, or tourist visa, unless the father is a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. And the judge simply said that he just blocked it. He didn't even get into the rationale. But look, you talk to legal experts, and they say that Donald Trump does not have the unilateral authority to reread the 14th Amendment and its what is the dependent clause or something like that, a positive phrases, any more than a Democratic president would have have the right to come in and say that he reads or she reads the Second Amendment differently, applying only to a well-regulated militia as opposed to everybody. And so for that reason, legal experts expected this. Trump says he expected it too. He tried to malign the judge. This is a 83-year-old Reagan appointee who's been on the bench for more than 4 decades. But suffice it to say, it's not the final word because Trump says he'll appeal, and then it'll go up to the circuit court. And this is not the only case. There's another one based in New Jersey with even more states signed on to it. There are nonprofit groups who are suing as well. And so this is certainly going to play out over time. But most legal experts look at this and say that there's no way Trump is going to be able to prevail.
That being said, Stephen, what is the legal defense that the Trump team is putting forward, or have they not yet put one forward? Are they waiting to do this in the courts?
Oh, sure. Yeah, look, the rationale behind it is that the text of the 14th Amendment actually says that all persons born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. What does that mean? Well, the Supreme Court looked at this in 1898 because there was a test case at that time, because the immigration law of that time said, just as there's immigration law today, at that time the immigration law was racist, and it said if you were from China, you couldn't come. And yet there were people who did come from China who were not able to become citizens. The immigration law wasn't quite as sophisticated as it is today, or complicated. But in that era, if you were an immigrant from China, you could not become a naturalized citizen. Well, there was the couple that was in San Francisco had a baby, and that child who was born in San Francisco was of Chinese descent. What is that person's nationality? And it went all the way up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court held in 1898 that because the parents were living here, the child was American, and that the phrase subject to the jurisdiction thereof, this idea that the child of an immigrant is somehow owes allegiance to a foreign government in a place they've never lived, the Supreme Court says that's not how this works. But there are exceptions, including the children of diplomats. All right, now I'm speaking to you from Washington, D.C. We have a ton of diplomats here. They staff the embassies. And in New York, there are diplomats. In Atlanta, there are probably consulates where there are diplomats. Those people who are here representing their foreign countries are here understood. It's understood. They're on a temporary basis. They're on an assignment, and they have to go back. They have no right to stay here. And the question is whether the children that they have are American citizens. The answer is generally no, in part because those diplomats have diplomatic immunity. And that phrase, subject to the jurisdiction thereof, could be read to mean that the diplomats are not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, and neither are their children.
All right, that being said, Stephen, what's the latest, or what will be the future of this in the court system, and will this eventually make it back to the Supreme Court?
Well, this is going to play out for a bit. I mean, the judge in Seattle yesterday issued a temporary restraining order, which only lasts for so long. He's going to have to look at it even more further, more fulsomely. The Justice Department will bolster its legal argument and try to persuade the judge to change his mind. I don't think that's likely to happen. But it'll play out, and he'll make a final ruling, and then there'll be an appeal to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which is not exactly sympathetic generally to Republican philosophy. And then ultimately, if the Supreme Court decides it wants to hear the case, it can. It can also decide not to and let the circuit courts have the final word. And I say circuit courts because, again, this is likely to play out in multiple jurisdictions. We have the first restraining order in Seattle, but there's another case that's even larger in the sense of more Democratic-led states have signed on to it. That's based in New Jersey. So let's watch it all play out. But ultimately, only the Supreme Court can make a decision on the scope and, interpretation of constitutional law. And, we'll see if it gets that far.
Everyone's getting a refresher on the 14th Amendment. Stephen Portnoy, ABC. Stephen, thank you so much for your time. Have a relaxing weekend, buddy.
Yeah, you bet. You too. Thanks.
Now, Stephen hinted there that Trump even admitted, even if he didn't come out and say it, hinted the fact that he didn't expect the birthright citizenship executive order to go through. And again, I'm asking, what's the justification that the Trump administration has to end birthright citizenship? And I guess it would be the interpretation of the 14th Amendment. I'm gonna read the 14th Amendment to you. Section 1, and I believe this is where it is most apropos. Quote, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Now, this doesn't say and I think this is what if there's a legal leg for the Trump team to stand on, is that there is no verbiage in the 14th that says born of legal parents, parents that are in the country legally. But as Stephen mentioned, the Supreme Court ruled on this in 1890, and it's been the law of the land ever since. I think it's a weak argument, and I don't think it's going to pass muster.
You're also talking about something was written in the 1700s, and how many people were here legally considered? A lot of people sent your criminals here. Were they legally sent here? Were they legally living here? Like, there's a lot of room there.
Yeah, I think this was, of all the executive orders, that's the one that jumped out to me. I was like, I don't think that's going to pass muster. Will it make it to the Supreme Court? Will the Supreme Court even hear it? Conservative majority in the court, they might not want to even take it up and be like, no, this is settled. This is settled. You're born in the United States, you're a United States citizen. Doesn't matter who your parents are. Hey, don't forget, WSB has 5 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. It's the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Listen for keywords at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. You'll have 30 minutes to enter the keyword. One lucky listener will get paid $1,000. I will give you, friends, the latest keyword at around 10:12 here on The Mark Arum Show.
Don't let them make up your mind. Don't you know, girl, you'll be a woman soon.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Yo, I just won $1,000 from WSB.
The WSB 5K a Day Bonus Blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Thank you, Jesus. What's that?
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 10.
The WSB 5K Day Bonus Blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Every single month that you wait to call Myland is just another month where you've likely paid more than you should have on your mortgage. This is Scott Slade. The time to act is now. Everything is moving in the right direction for you to start saving on your mortgage. No matter your scenario, Myland has seen it. Reverse mortgages for you or your parents, specialty purchase programs, cash out refinances, second mortgages, rental properties, VA and FHA. Mortgages are Myland's specialty. And when you've been doing it as long as they have, you've seen it all. I've been saying it for years, and it's still true today. Myland is constantly closing loans other lenders just can't close. The Fed is starting to lower rates, so your time to act is now. Take a few minutes out of your day and call my friends at Myland. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage License C148769. Myland's located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing better weight management treatment options. Making sure that those who need GLP-1s have access to them is the first step.
1 mile complete.
And we help them take the right steps after that, giving them the personalized support they need to keep going.
1 more mile complete.
When it comes to healthcare, a better experience means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and it's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right. You don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning, because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
9:49 on the Mark Arum Show. Hey, how about better news on that West Side Perimeter? Live with the latest. Mike Shields.
That's right, Mark. We can give it to you with a crash now has cleared out of the left lane, 285 northbound, the inner loop right at I-20 exit 10, and the delays really improving now as you approach the West Freeway. This report is brought by Clue at the Fox Theater. Clue, the ultimate whodunit, based on a classic board game, plays at the Fox Theater January 28th through February 2nd. Get tickets at BroadwayInAtlanta.com. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
Sometimes when we do one artist on the show, Longoria has trouble finding amazing songs.
There's tons of stuff for today.
We could do Neil Diamond for bumper music for the rest of the day on WSB Radio and not run out.
The whole
Just
bunch.
phenomenal stuff. Thanks for humoring myself and Deborah celebrating Neil Diamond's birthday here. You can watch me dance horribly on the video stream at WSBRadio.com. All right, real quick, before we continue our coverage of the second Trump presidency, we just got an email from our buddy, meteorologist Christina Edwards, who, by the way, in her forecast ever says we're going to hit 60 on Wednesday, which is going to feel tropical.
It's going to feel like summer.
Yeah, so she just sent an email to the inner circle here at WSB Radio, and I was on the email. Well, actually, Longoria's on there, too, so maybe it's not so inner. But Deborah and I got the email. Around 4 p.m., I'm quoting her email, snow band set up flight along I-85 produced some heavy snow showers for about 90 minutes. This produced an overachieving amount of snowfall for Clayton, DeKalb, Gwinnett, and Barrow counties. The majority of the heavy snow fell south of I-20, but the true delineation between the snow, no snow was I-85. So, like Deborah and Longoria, you guys are west of 85. You got bupkis. Nothing. So she has these snowfall totals, and this is insane. Like, I was going crazy that New Orleans got 9 inches, which is historic and a record. The southwestern counties in Georgia, and I got to pull up a separate map because if I'm bad at regular geography, Southwest Georgia geography is really bad. So, like Early County, Randolph County, Clay County, Dougherty County, 7 inches, 7.8 inches in Sumter County. That's Georgia. If we got 7 inches in Connecticut, that was a massive event.
It's also South Georgia.
Yeah.
I think if we were in North Georgia where you have the mountains, you see snow, but South Georgia.
One of those counties has 9. You see that one? That little county right there? This is really going to test my geographical skills. Dooley County, maybe? I can't tell. They got 9 inches of snow in Georgia. So, God, I hope they're doing okay. But imagine if that Arctic blast, the cold air, whatever you want to call it, pushed north and we got 9 inches in metro area.
We wouldn't have gone home yet.
There wouldn't be school till May. Like,
just in time to get out for the school year.
DLD, Digital Learning Days, until May. Anyway, thank you, Christina. Again, we have something to look forward to. 60, high of 60 on Wednesday. Christina's full 5-day forecast coming up at the top of the hour. All right, let's continue our team coverage of the second Trump presidency. Correspondent Rory O'Neill joining us. Rory, we know on the campaign trail, issue number 1 for Trump was the border and immigration. And early into his second term, we're seeing some fast movement there, including sending troops to the border. What can you tell us?
Yeah, it's among a stack of executive orders that the president has signed since taking office on Monday, including one that will send 1,500 troops to the U.S. border. And then it looks like another 10,000 are in the works for a larger, more long-term deployment as the president's plans to deport people in the country illegally really start to roll out and intensify.
Do we know what these troops' role will be at the border? Is it just there as a presence to deter folks from maybe crossing the border? Are they going to be proactive in this?
It is, quote, to support the activities of the Secretary of Homeland Security in obtaining complete operational control, unquote, of the border. So it's more of a support function. They may be helping build fence or repair fence areas, but for the first 1,500, it seems to be more as support staff.
Interesting. And are these active duty troops, the National Guard? I guess the broader question is, will these troops being sent to the border be taking from places that war zones or areas of international concern?
It doesn't appear to be, but it will be 1,500 active duty members of the military. They'll join 2,500 soldiers already stationed there under federal orders. Texas and other states have sent their National Guard members there as well. So it is, I was going to say mishmash, but it's a kaleidoscope. How about that one of military representation?
Interesting. And do we know the locations of this first 1,500 and eventually the second 1,000? Are they going to be the Texas-Mexico border, Arizona, California? Do you know where they'll be deployed?
Yeah, these first groups, I think, are focusing on Texas and California. But again, when we get to the 10,000, that's also going to be part of an operation to develop new detainment centers. According to the documents that some have been obtained by some news outlets, ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, they want 14 new detention facilities, each of them capable of holding 1,000 migrants, and another 4 that can accommodate as many as 10,000 immigrant detainees each.
And those detention centers will be built or placed around the border, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that seems to be the plan. I think things are a bit gray. I know they do want to utilize the military bases that we already have in the area and turn them into areas that could support this housing and also perhaps facilitate some of the flights out to get people back to their home countries. So a lot of the logistics are still being hammered out.
I'm assuming the Texas governor is on board with this, but has there been any other Democratic pushback to the thought of sending more troops to the southern border?
We haven't heard much yet. Look, the Democrats are in a bit of disarray at this point since Donald Trump has been a bull in a china shop, right? Charging through with all these executive orders since taking office on Monday. I think the Dems are on their back heel. They don't really have a party leader right now. So, they can't even fight some of these cabinet picks, let alone probably the most popular initiative that Donald Trump has, which is to secure the border and to get illegal people here illegally out of the country.
Indeed. Rory O'Neill, as always, appreciate your time. Have a great weekend, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Mark.
And again, President Trump en route to western North Carolina, going to visit Helene-damaged areas there and then out to California and the wildfires. While we are celebrating Neil Diamond's 84th birthday today, over in Britain, a legendary rock musician's instruments have gone on the auction block.
Many of his peers consider Jeff Beck the greatest guitarist of all time. 2 years after his death, his collection of guitars, amps, pedals, and personal artwork has raised $11 million, more than 8 times the pre-sale estimate, with bids from 40 countries. The 1954 Gibson Les Paul guitar, which featured on the cover of Beck's 1975 album Blow by Blow, fetched $1.3 million. Some of the proceeds are going to a local wildlife shelter supported by Beck, his wife, and his close friend Johnny Depp. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
This is outside of my area of expertise. I bring in WSB musical correspondent Deborah Green. Jeff Beck, one of the greatest guitarists of all time?
Absolutely. You talk to any of your favorite guitar players that you love U2, or even if you like, just anybody that's out now will say, I listened to Jeff Beck. I wanted to play him. That's the music.
He's in the Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Jimmy Page.
Yep.
Sphere. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. Sorry, Neil. I wanted to pay homage to one of the greatest guitarists of all time. That is Jeff Beck. All right, we got news, weather, and traffic straight ahead. When we come back, we're going live to Jerusalem. Latest on tomorrow's hostage exchange. Correspondent Robert Berger joins us live. And then right after that, going to give you another keyword in the 5K a day bonus splits. Another chance for you to win $1,000.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
On Wednesday, February 5th, Atlanta, Georgia is where the best wrestle as All Elite Wrestling presents Dynamite. Are you ready for some Dynamite tonight? Be there live and witness the one-of-a-kind professional wrestling experience that only AEW can deliver. When AEW returns to Atlanta, all for as little as $20.
Let's get down to business.
AEW Dynamite, Wednesday, February 5th from Gateway Center Arena. Tickets on sale now starting at $20 at AEWTIX.com.
It's Home Show time. Dave Baker here. The North Atlanta Home Show is right around the corner, January 24th through the 26th at the Gas South Convention Center. Yep, 3 days full of great deals, new ideas, and practical advice for your home inside and out from more than 150 experts. Tickets are available at NorthAtlantaHomeshow.com. And here's a pro tip. Use promo code BAKER and save 50%. That's the North Atlanta Home Show, January 24th through the 26th at the Gas South Convention Center. See you there.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB. Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. Happening right now, President Trump is en route to North Carolina. He told reporters before departing this morning from the White House that North Carolina has been treated very badly.
We're going to get it fixed up. Should have been done months ago from the hurricane that took place almost 4 months ago. North Carolina's been treated very badly, so we're stopping there, and we're going to then go to Los Angeles and take a look at a fire that could have been put out if they let the water flow, but they didn't let the water flow, and they still haven't for whatever reason.
Now, this is Trump's first trip during his second term as president there. Update on a story from Atlanta's Morning News. President Trump says that he wants all the government's classified documents on the 1960s assassinations to be made public, and he signed an order to do that, including assassinations of John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr. But as Steve Portnoy reports this morning, it may not be that simple.
The president's order doesn't actually declassify anything. It does direct agencies to come up with a plan for the release of the still secret documents. That plan is due in 2 weeks for the JFK records and in 45 days for the MLK and RFK material. Experts who've been steeped in these cases for decades call the president's move an important and positive step, but they're still skeptical, fearing a cumbersome declassification process is still in store.
All right, what can you expect weather-wise today? Partly cloudy skies, breezy at times, and a high of 44, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. In DeKalb County this morning, crews are working on a water main break that was caused by this week's freezing temperatures. This is at Dresden Drive between Fernwood Circle and Ellijay Drive. DeKalb CEO Lorraine Cochran-Johnson telling WSB she blames old pipes.
So you're dealing with pipes in many instances that have been in ground 80 to 100 years and never had any remediation.
City of Atlanta crews have also responded to multiple water main breaks over the last 24 hours, including one on Piedmont Avenue near the state capitol. In Cobb County, commuters will soon have new access to the I-75 express lanes.
The $44 million access ramp at Acres Mill Road will provide access to upwards of 100,000 commuters daily.
Well, I think it's great.
Bob Voiles with the Cumberland Community Improvement District tells me this project has been years in the making.
It's always very exciting when you see something open up and a project come to completion.
Voiles says the ramp will help drivers, and he expects it to bring up commercial property values. This is the 12th access point to the I-75 express lanes. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Speaking of driving and your car, new federal data shows car repossessions have spiked after the pandemic.
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau report shows repossessions are up more than 22% since before the pandemic. They cite supply chain issues and higher interest rates as the cause. The report also shows repossessions often leave consumers in an even worse situation, with the average balance still owed after a car's been repossessed at $11,000. That's as U.S. auto loans pass $1.6 trillion overall. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Nearly half of remote workers say they'd quit their jobs if they were forced to return to the office.
According to a new poll from Pew Research, 75% of U.S. adults whose jobs can be performed from home do so a day or more each week. Of that pool, 46% say they would leave their current job if their boss required them to come back full-time. Another 25% say they'd be very unlikely to stay if ordered to return. I'm Phil Hewlett.
Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 158 points at 44,406. NASDAQ's up slightly, and the S&P is in the red. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather on this Friday morning. We say hello to Andrew Seco.
And good morning to all of you. Lighter than normal volume to start things off on this Friday. We do have a couple of spots you're going to want to be mindful of. Sunshine delays make it a little tough inbound from Lithia Springs, 20 east on and off those breaks. From Thornton Road all the way to 285, exit 51. Roadwork up into Lawrenceville. Do you have any up 316 eastbound from Sugarloaf Parkway all the way to Highway 29? Maybe time to hop on a Highway 120. Save you some time here as well. And some delays heading south from Duluth and Norcross, 85 southbound. The volume, you are slow from 316 all the way down to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy today, high 44, breezy at times with wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Lows tonight back down to the mid-20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 48. Increasing cloud cover on Sunday, morning low 29, afternoon high 50.
It is 29 degrees in Decatur. Ackworth has 30. It's 32 here in Midtown. We'll have more news at 10:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Friday morning to you. Mark Aram here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Aram Show live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The whole family with us today. Deborah Green, the executive producer of the show. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Young Yoki screens your calls. Less than 10 minutes from now, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. 10:20, we're going to talk to an amazing actor, Lucianne Buchanan. She plays Rose on The Night Shift. 10:35, political analyst Bill Crane with the very latest on the Senate confirmation process in the second Trump presidency. Right now, we head around the globe. Joining us live from Jerusalem, CBS Radio News correspondent Robert Berger. Robert, happy Friday. As always, thanks for your time.
Yeah, good morning.
So much to talk to you about today. Let's start with U.S. Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, addressing the possibility of Arab nations like Saudi Arabia joining an alliance with Israel. Is this further evidence of the second Trump presidency rearranging the chess pieces on the Middle East chessboard?
Well, that's certainly what they're trying to do. And, of course, it's revolving around the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas that began on Sunday and saw the release of 3 Israeli hostages and about 100 Palestinian prisoners. And that ceasefire is holding so far. And the bigger picture is that if you can get through this ceasefire, which is a long, drawn-out process, you have a 6-week ceasefire, but then there's a second and third phase that are going to take time to negotiate. But the big picture and what the U.S. would like to see is a broader peace in the Middle East that would bring in the big kingpin, Saudi Arabia.
And Qatar, among others, joining the now infamous Abraham Accords. So if things hold tight with this peace deal with Hamas, with the ceasefire deal with Hezbollah, could we see a broader coalition that Israel joins in the Mideast?
Well, that's the goal. Now, it's not going to be easy. The Abraham Accords that President Trump did the past time he was in office included Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, Morocco, and Sudan. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nothing has happened since then. Now, the sticking point is that the Saudis are saying, okay, we'll go along with that as long as there's a clear path or the creation of a Palestinian state. That is, of course, that's a difficult one for the Israelis, especially after October 7th. Certainly, this right-wing Israeli government opposes a Palestinian state.
Robert Berger joining us live in Jerusalem on the Mark Aram Show. Let's get back to the hostages. We had the first released last weekend, expected release tomorrow. How many hostages, and do we know who they are, and are they alive or dead at this point?
We don't know who they are yet. We're actually, any minute, we're expecting Hamas to release the names of 4 female Israeli hostages who are due to be set free about this time tomorrow in exchange for about 200 Palestinian prisoners. Waiting to see who they are. We've heard various estimations that it could be 3 Israeli soldiers and 1 civilian, maybe 4 soldiers. And if that goes ahead, well, that's a good sign. That's supposed to happen basically each week throughout the 6-week ceasefire, similar swaps like that.
Okay, I'm just going to head off the social media posts that are going to come my way and the emails. Why the disparity there? If Israel's getting 4 hostages released, why do they send back 200 Palestinian prisoners? Why the big disparity in the numbers there?
Well, these hostage exchanges or prisoner swaps, I should say, that Israel has done pretty much throughout its history have been totally lopsided. The most recent example, 2011, they traded one Israeli soldier for 1,027 Palestinian prisoners. Now, there are voices in Israel who think that this lopsided these lopsided exchanges have to stop because obviously it encourages more kidnappings. It's sort of part of the national ethos that Israel will do anything to bring back its people.
Interesting. And this is historically so, like going back decades now, we've seen the inequity on the prisoner swaps.
Right, and again, some people in Israel are re-examining whether this national ethos is really a good idea because it just keeps coming back around, and it obviously it encourages further kidnappings. That's the dilemma. But you had huge pressure, of course, from the families of the hostages that say, get them back at any price. And there's a large part of the country that is sympathetic to that. I mean, get them back at any price. Worry about dealing with Hamas once you get them back.
Robert, obviously we're hyper-focused here stateside on the second Trump presidency, the 5th day. He has come out with both guns blazing executive orders. We heard from the Israeli prime minister. He wished congratulations, sent a video message to the president. As far as political futures are concerned, Benjamin Netanyahu's political future in Israel is what? Is there a term he runs? What's his support look like now? Has it improved since the ceasefire deal has been in place?
Well, he's been in power for a long time. A lot of people wish that Israel had a system of government like the U.S. where you couldn't serve longer than 8 years. They don't have that. Netanyahu is not popular per se, but he does have his base that is still strongly supportive. He's also got a huge amount of opponents. But look, they haven't been able to topple him from power despite his alleged responsibility in that October 7th attack. His right-wing base still able to hold on to power. So. And there's really no sign right now that his government could be toppled, even though right-wing ministers are threatening to topple it if they go ahead with the second phase of this deal, which would see even a larger number of Palestinian prisoners released, including terrorists who have killed Israelis.
You mentioned the October 7th attack. Did I read that one of the top military folks in the Netanyahu cabinet has announced his resignation forthcoming, saying that basically taking responsibility for the intelligence failure?
Yeah, the Army Chief of Staff resigned earlier this week, and also the head of the Southern Command, which is on the Gaza border, for their failure, he said, this Army Chief, Herzi Halevi, he said that it's because of his failure to prevent that attack. This attack that happened on October 7th was a massive intelligence failure. I mean, if the Israelis had any wind of this, which they should have, this attack would have been knocked out right away. Instead, they were totally asleep, and so now heads are starting to roll. A lot of people think Netanyahu should resign, but he has refused to take responsibility.
Indeed. Robert, here in Atlanta, we're celebrating Jewish Elvis's 84th birthday, Neil Diamond's birthday today. Big deal in Israel, celebrating Neil. Is Neil big in Israel?
No, I hadn't heard that. I guess, the overwhelming nature of the nation really on edge right now, waiting to see if this hostage release is going to happen and who's going to be in it. So Neil Diamond certainly, appreciated, but no, I don't think his
Kids went to school
anniversary's
today.
Getting a lot of coverage.
Kids went to school. Government offices are open. They didn't shut down for Neil's birthday.
No.
All right. Robert Berger live in Jerusalem. Robert, as always, thanks for your time. Be safe, my friend. Someday, schools will close for Neil Diamond's birthday. All right, here we go, friends. 5K Day Bonus Blitz. 10 a.m. keyword is instant. INSTANT. Instant, like instant noodles. Enter the keyword instant into the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword and win $1,000. The keyword is instant. And don't forget, if you get a phone call after 10:30 from a number you don't recognize, answer it. Could be us telling you you won $1,000. The keyword is instant. Good luck.
When the weather is at its worst,
We do have areas here in the metro region that got relatively hit hard by a burst of snow.
we're at our best.
Steve Reynolds Boulevard, several cars being abandoned because of the ice.
Tune in often for the latest.
An FAA ground delay has been issued for Hartsfield-Jackson with an average delay of 81 minutes.
95.5 WSB, your severe weather station.
Owning a home means a lot of tough decisions, like who can I trust with the comfort of my family? Hey, it's Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine for Guardian Home Experts. You know me, I'm an Atlanta guy, born and raised, but I'm not going to use a company just because my parents did or because I heard their name a lot. Heating, cooling, and plumbing options and pricing can be really complicated. So I did my research and I chose local, family-owned Guardian Home Experts. Over 5,000 five-star reviews, affordable options, high-quality work, and impeccable customer service. Get a new system with Guardian and Daikin to get up to a $1,450 instant rebate and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's as low as $99 a month to own, not lease. Plus, Guardian offers a meet or beat price match guarantee up to $500. Details online. And here's my favorite part.
Call 470 experts, Guardian Home Experts.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes, sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects.
Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
10:19 on the Mark Aram Show. Checking delays in Gwinnett County. Live with the latest, Andrew Seco.
Left lane blocked out due to some road work here. 316 heading eastbound at Sugarloaf Parkway. Really putting the pinch on your ride into Lawrenceville. Avoid the area. Take Highway 120. This report sponsored by Rapid Radios. Their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
And one day, many, many years from now, you'll die. Alone. And then I'll get my wish.
Oh, do not cross Rose, my friend. Welcome back to the Mark Aram Show. That was season 1 of The Night Agent on Netflix. Season 2 premiered, I believe, yesterday. I'm 3 episodes deep. Joining us live, the voice you just heard, she plays Rose on The Night Agent, the wonderfully talented Luciani Buchanan. Luciani, good morning. Thanks so much for your time.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
First off, I'm not going to give any season 2 spoilers, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm only 3 episodes in. Runaway hit in 2023. Did you know right away that there'd be a season 2 of The Night Agent?
Not right away. When we premiered in 2023, 6 days later after the release, Netflix, because of the numbers, the crazy viewing numbers, they gave us a season 2, which is unheard of. Normally you wait a couple of months. So that was a bit of a shock. I was like, okay, what does this all mean? Because we weren't expecting it to be a hit at all. We just kind of made the thing and kind of carried on with our lives. So, I mean, it's been pretty amazing. And, yeah, so exciting to put out season 2.
Folks that are tuning in going, you're lying, Mark. That's not Rose. That doesn't sound anything like Rose. You are from New Zealand, correct?
Correct, yeah. So I had to, I auditioned with an American accent. And then when they met me in the recalls, the callbacks, they were like, what is going on? what is this voice? And I was like, I'm calling from New Zealand. And they were like, could we get you to read Rose's lines in your natural accent? And I was like, are you sure? I feel like this is not going to work. And it turned it into a bit of a comedy. So they were like, go back to the American. So that's what we ended up with.
As an actor, is the American accent one of the easiest to master? Because I had no idea that you weren't American, because the accent in The Night Agent is so perfectly American.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much, because I spend so much time with my dialect coach to the point where they're like, you're fine. And I'm like, just one more time, one more time, please. They, are kind of sick of me for sure. I get quite attached to my dialect coaches. But I would say growing up with American television and films and being such a big fan of so many amazing, movies, you kind of are used to it and you get better at it the more you practice. But there's definitely little tricks and things like that. But I want to master some of the harder dialects. I mean, there's so many different dialects. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you checked it off. I had no idea that you were from New Zealand. Luciani Buchanan joining us live on the Mark Aram Show. Season 2 of The Night Agent, streaming now on Netflix. I'm not going to talk about season 2 because I'm assuming folks haven't had a chance to I'm going to finish it this weekend. Yeah. But can I just say, in season 1, I waited so long for that scene with you and Peter on the boat. You just drug us along. I'm like, it's got to happen. And it eventually happened. I was like, yes.
Finally.
Yeah, I mean, the chemistry between you two was palpable. I mean, you could see it on the screen.
Oh, good, because we didn't want to play into it that it was predictable. Both Gabriel and I had talked about, at the end of the day, Rose is trying to seek out the truth about what happened to his family, and Peter is trying to figure out what happened to his father and, who's the mole in the White House. But there was this lingering attraction and kind of safety that they found with each other and a lot of trust. So it was always this fun thing to play of I want to show how I feel, but I can't because we're in a mission right now. So
Yeah, I mean, as a viewer, you were hoping for it, but there were no hints that, like, you're like, okay, this is just this type of relationship. I guess that's just the way it's going to be. And then you get on that boat, and if the boat was a rockin', don't come a knockin'. I got to ask, all right, I got to personalize this. As a regular person, would you rather have the skills that Rose has on the show? You know, the computer savvy, all that, the wily street smarts, or would you rather have Peter's skills, the FBI training, et cetera?
Oh, I think with the way the world is working, I think having the computer skills would be quite handy to have because you get me in front of a computer and I'm like, sorry, could you do that one more time? I have no idea what I'm doing. And I still type like I'm 5 years old. Oh, actually, 5-year-olds are quite good at typing. Maybe I take that back. But although having self-defense in terms of combat training would be quite handy, I would have to say Rose.
Yeah, I think. I mean, as cool as it would be to have Peter's skills and of evasion and hand-to-hand combat, like you can do damage on that computer. You could do a lot of good stuff on that computer.
Totally.
I two final questions for you. One, do we know if there's going to be a season 3 of The Night Agent? And 2, do you have any other projects we can look out for other than The Night Agent?
Okay, so we luckily got a season 3, which is amazing, and that is currently filming. Yeah, so wait another 2 years, hopefully less, to see how this journey continues. And in terms of other projects, I will be in an Apple TV series playing Queen Ka'ahumanu, a Hawaiian historical figure from the 1700s. And that will be coming out, I'm not too sure, but hopefully sometime in the near future. So
no American accent on that one, I'm assuming.
No, I had to learn Hawaiian for that one.
Oh, excellent.
So a new language, which was very hard.
Excellent. Well, I'm a huge fan. I'm going to watch everything you're in for the rest of my life. I love Rose, love The Night Agent, phenomenal. There's no chance you're filming in Atlanta anytime soon because we get a lot of stuff that's filmed here.
You know what? I want to film everywhere, and Atlanta is on my list. My friend just recently shot the live-action Moana there, and she said it was amazing, and I'm like, hopefully one day, but not this show. No.
I'll get in touch with your agent. I'll get in touch with your dialect coach, and we'll make sure we can get down there. Finally, Luciani, folks want to follow you on social media. Are you on the gram?
I am on the gram. It's just my name, Luciani Buchanan, and I'll try to post some behind the scenes this week once people have had time to watch the show.
Excellent. Big fan. Congrats on season 3. Thank you so much for your time. Rose. I just talked to Rose. And now I'm hearing Neil Diamond. This day could not get any better. When we come back, we're going to talk to political analyst Bill Crane, updating the Senate confirmation process. Again, 10 a.m. keyword in the 5K day bonus list is instant, INSTANT. You have until 10:30 to enter that on the WSB Radio app.
Hey, start your year stress-free and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
Hey, your friend Sean Hannity here. Don't worry about the hassle of having to constantly clean your home or make costly repairs. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can receive an all-cash offer and move when you are ready. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. And with over 10,000 five-star reviews, Mark Spain Real Estate is the most trusted and experienced real estate team in the U.S. Their guaranteed offer keeps you in control.
One of their clients, Barbara, said, quote, Mark Spain Real Estate not only helped us sell our home, but we were able to get rid of our bills and start over. I recommend Mark Spain Real Estate to anybody looking to sell their home and get a cash offer. With over 50,000 satisfied clients, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home fast and for top dollar.
Find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Just go to markspain.com. Get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com, and then start packing.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 888-471-3896. That's 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. This is just in to the WSB newsroom. Police have now arrested a suspect in the murder of a 16-year-old that was killed at a gas station in Riverdale. Michael Sinyard was shot at a gas station on Highway 138 last week. His father telling Channel 2 Action News earlier that the pain of losing his son was almost unbearable.
It's something I don't want anybody to ever feel.
And 20-year-old Javian Alexandro Fonseca has now been arrested, charged with malice murder. He is currently being held in the Clayton County lockup. Partly cloudy and breezy today with a high of 44 this afternoon, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just a matter of minutes. Crews are busy in DeKalb County repairing yet another water main break this morning. It's blamed on the freezing temperatures we've had. This time it's on Dresden Drive just east of Apple Valley Road, very close to another break that took place, and it took days to fix. DeKalb County CEO Lorraine Cochran-Johnson expressing concern this morning about DeKalb's documented aging water system.
You're dealing with pipes in many instances that have been in ground 80 to 100 years and never had any remediation.
The city of Atlanta has had its own water main breaks, including one along Piedmont Avenue near the state capitol, but that one is blamed on a construction crew, not the weather. More than 6,000 employees at one Metro Atlanta school district can have to wait a little bit longer for their paycheck, and the weather is being blamed.
Henry County School District employees were originally supposed to be paid today. That will now happen Wednesday. The district says that's because staff members weren't able to get to the district office with snow and ice on the roads. This employee tells Channel 2 Action News they're paid on a monthly schedule.
This sick feeling in my gut that I don't know what I'm going to do till next Wednesday.
The district says they're using this as a learning opportunity. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
President Trump making the first trip of his second term today. He's visiting the sites of recent disasters in North Carolina and California. Democratic California Senator Adam Schiff says he believes that the president will be moved when he gets a firsthand look at the devastation caused by the wildfires.
I would hope also that we can get away from this kind of partisan talk of conditioning aid to California. We've never done that when it comes to our fellow citizens.
And the president told reporters that he's going to be stopping in North Carolina first, where Tropical Storm Helene caused billions of dollars worth of damage last September. And before leaving the White House for North Carolina, the president was asked about pro-life pardons. He told reporters this.
We're all for it. In fact, as you know, I just signed a pardon, and in the pardon we released 23 people that were unjustly put in having to do with pro-life.
He says those people will be released very soon. Great Value chicken broth sold at Walmart stores here in Georgia is under recall this morning. There's a problem with the packaging, and it may have spoiled. The recalled products have a best if used by date of March 25th of 2026. You should toss it out or take it back for a full refund. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow's currently down 103 at 44,461. NASDAQ is also down, and so is the S&P. It is time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather brought to you by American Crawl Space Solutions. Andrew Seco has a look at the roads.
And we're still slowing and going, heading into Lawrenceville. Road work blocking at least one lane here, Highway 316. We're heading eastbound just past Sugarloaf Parkway. Looking a little tough, only going to get tougher as this spot is out here. Avoid the area, take Highway 120. And the volume out of Duluth and Norcross looking a little tough as well. 85 south, you're on and off those brakes. Highway 316 all the way down towards Jimmy Carter Boulevard. That's exit 99. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy today, high 44. Lows tonight back down into the mid-20s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 48. Increasing cloud cover on Sunday, but staying dry. Morning low 29, afternoon high 50.
It's 36 degrees in Loganville. Powder Springs has 34, 37 right now in Brookhaven. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Everyone has an opinion.
Your baby is ugly.
Eric Von Hessler has an opinion.
I abhor violence. Unless it's on the football field, where it belongs.
And some advice.
A meme coin, of course, something I don't really understand. Don't ever buy one. There you go. I just gave you some great advice.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I don't know what's going to happen. You never know in those things.
President Trump asked this morning about the confirmation of Pete Hegseth. We'll go in depth on the confirmation products. Political analyst Bill Crane joins us live in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Do you frequently ask family and friends to repeat themselves? Do you struggle to understand conversations when you're at a restaurant, missing important life moments? Hi, this is Dr. Prince from Atlanta Hearing Associates, and we can help you hear better again. At Atlanta Hearing Associates, we combine the latest technology with compassionate care given by doctors of audiology to help you successfully manage hearing loss and get back to enjoying your life to the fullest. We offer hearing tests for individuals of all ages with easy online scheduling at hearatlanta.com. Symptoms: your hearing is muffled or words are not clear. It's difficult to hear when there is background noise. You turn the TV volume way up. If you noticed any of these symptoms, it's time to have a hearing test. Come on in and see us at Atlanta Hearing Associates. Easy online scheduling is available at hearatlanta.com. HEAR Atlanta.com.
Is your heating and cooling system so old you can't remember when it was installed? If so, it's time to get protection from Reliable Heating and Air. Hey, friends, it's Mark Arum. Check this out. Let Reliable Heating and Air protect your AC from breakdowns and your budget. Just $14.99 a month. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. No deductibles, no claims or paperwork, no service fees, just coverage for your aging AC and heating systems. Get all the information you need online at ReliableAir.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
This week, save on Private Selection Angus 80% lean ground chuck. 16-ounce packages are $4.99 each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's Home Show time. The North Atlanta Home Show is January 24th through the 26th at the Gas South Convention Center. Yep, 3 days full of great deals, new ideas, and practical advice for your home. Tickets are available now at NorthAtlantaHomeShow.com. Use promo code BAKER and save 50%.
Along the byway.
This is not Neil Diamond. We'll make an exception on Neil Diamond's birthday as we play the Rejoin music made famous by political analyst Bill Crane. Bill, good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Neil Diamond Day, my friend.
Good morning, Marcus, and I plan to be there with you next week, as I said I would be.
Oh, awesome.
For my birthday.
Oh, well, happy early 39th to political analyst Bill Crane, who's apparently walking the Oregon Trail as he joins us. Are you being abducted, Bill? What's going on?
No, I had a little surgical procedure this morning, and it was at Northside. It was supposed to be at 7 o'clock. It went fine, and it, as always, you sit in the doctor's office and you get delayed. So it timed out well. I got out of the hospital 5 minutes ahead of this.
Bill, I admire your work ethic, but you don't have to come on after a surgical procedure, my friend.
I'm fine, Marcus. I would tell you if I was
all right,
incapacitated, and I would tell Deb I couldn't do it.
I feel very guilty. All right, let's start with the Senate confirmations. We had 2 Republican senators, Murkowski and Collins, say they are no on Pete Hegseth, but 2 more no's from Republicans are needed. Are there going to be any more no's, or is Hegseth going to get confirmed?
No, I believe with Mitch McConnell announcing he is on board and Joni Ernst being quiet but not combative, that he will be confirmed. And the one of the 2 first, we know about Marco Rubio, but Doug Collins of Georgia was confirmed as the VA director. And so Georgia has one of the first 2 cabinet members of the Trump administration. And I think, again, Kash Patel and perhaps RFK, there are some who will not make it across the finish line or will have to be given other jobs in the Trump administration. But I feel very good, for example, about Senator Kelly Loeffler at SBA and David Perdue.
And Herschel Walker as the ambassador.
And Herschel Walker as a U.S. ambassador.
Do you know offhand, congrats to Congressman Collins on his conference, do you know what the vote total was on that?
On Rubio, it was 100%. It was 99. I do not know what the final number was on Collins, but he didn't have any defectors on the GOP side, and he picked up a number of Democrats. He was in the U.S. House and would have been, if he'd stayed in, the senior member of the Georgia delegation and was Donald Trump's chief defender in the first impeachment proceeding, and is generally well regarded by Republicans and Democrats, having represented Nathan Deal's old district, the 9th District of Georgia, for many years.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up because I thought he would get close to the 90 vote mark, Collins would, in his confirmation. I think
it was in the 70s, but that's still doing well in the divided climate we're in these days.
For sure. Political analyst Bill Crane joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Day 5 of the Trump presidency, and we had an earlier correspondent, the president coming out like a bull in a china shop with all those executive orders, not holding back, guns a-blazing, going from first to fifth gear quickly. What are the big headlines that you've taken away from the executive orders so far?
I think the one that eclipsed the national emergency declaration on the Mexican border was the commutations of sentences for roughly 1,300 January 6th protesters, including the head of the Proud Boys, who wasn't there but helped plan and orchestrate it, who was serving a 22-year sentence. I think if that had been delayed, I'm not saying some version of that didn't happen, but if it was case by case and we did see time for the people who were involved and the police officers who were seriously injured, and there were deaths at the Capitol that day, I think basically trying to erase it is a mark on the Trump legacy. And then I think a number of other things that were in there, the release of the JFK, RFK, and Martin Luther King Jr. assassination classified documents is a biggie for particularly a lot of conspiracy theorists out there, but also will kind of answer some questions about the lone nut theory that we've had for almost every person who's attempted the assassination of a presidential candidate or president. And there were a number of rollbacks of particularly on the environmental, regulatory, and how we handle immigration in the country legally from the Biden administration, as well as rollbacks on things like electric car incentives that were a big part, and removal of the United States from the Paris Accords for the second time, that basically reversed multiple executive orders and actions of the Biden administration.
You mentioned the pardons, and I had listen. Trump told us what he was going to do pardon-wise as far as the nonviolent offenders on January 6th, but it was kind of nebulous before the election about what he'd do about the violent. I had an issue with him commuting the sentence or giving a blanket pardon to those that were convicted of violent crimes. But on the same side of the coin, I have just a big issue with President Biden with these preemptive pardons that he did on his last day in office. I just
personally reaching back to 2014 when, in terms of the actions covered, when he was not president. What's the timing there? He was appointed as the president's lead on the Ukraine.
I think that sets, Bill, a horrible precedent moving forward. The fact that preemptive pardons are now actually a thing.
Well, it's been done, but it is bad, and it's, I think, an overreach by both of them. My column for the week ahead is the Pardonopoly or Pardon-mageddon, and kind of being very critical of both presidents for that. I think it sets a bad precedent, sets a double standard of justice, And interestingly, President Biden did not pardon himself. So I had to shorten the column and remove the final punchline, but it was that the letter in the Resolute desk from Biden to Trump was, "Welcome back, Don John, from Scranton Joe. Pardon me, Mr. President."
But Fox News got a hold of the letter. It was a nice letter from President
Yeah.
Biden to President Trump.
He did not write one to Biden. Obama did write one to him. But it's good to see that tradition continue, started by George Herbert Walker Bush for Bill Clinton in 1996.
For sure. Any takeaways on Inauguration Day? My biggest thing was, I mean, Trump's 78 years old, the oldest candidate to be sworn in as president. I would have been exhausted 4 hours into that day. I mean, he was up early having tea with the Bidens and the inaugurational speech, and then the balls and the parade and the rally, and then he was in the Oval Office signing orders until all hours of the night. What were your big takeaways from Inauguration Day?
You have to admire the stamina. I thought the inaugural address in the Capitol, we haven't had that setting since Ronald Reagan's second inauguration, and that very much does change the demeanor. I think it was a well-delivered speech. The content was good. Moments of it were indelicate. The thing that I noted that was most important was he stuck to script and teleprompter. I only could see one moment where he stepped back from the podium and he said, "China's running the Panama Canal and we can't have that." And then he stepped back into character and kind of the more disciplined Trump that we've seen in this second campaign. He was rally Trump later in the day. I thought the parade looked more like a circus in the Washington arena. But the other thing that I was impressed by was when he was signing those executive orders at the Resolute desk in the White House Oval Office and the formal president's office, his sort of explanation by the aides of what he was signing and them just signing away with that big Sharpie, very stylistic, very theatrical, and of course with the press corps present, something Joe Biden didn't do very much of at all in his entire 4 years as president.
That was my favorite part of the day. When for 48 minutes he just answered questions that was miraculous. I disagree though. I hate teleprompter Trump. You can tell when he's reading. There's no passion there. I much prefer off-prompter Trump than teleprompter Trump.
Rally Trump is the favorite of his base, but Rally Trump takes shots at everybody, and Rally Trump goes deep off script and says stuff like originally the Gulf of America and military takedown of Panama. And we do need to remember the words of presidents matter, not so much ex-presidents, but the words of the president while they're in office cause reverberations to the stock market, cause reverberations to world allies, and that's why I tend to prefer prompter Trump.
Yeah, not as entertaining. Bill, how did you survive?
No, certainly not as entertaining.
How did you survive the latest blast of winter weather? Everything okay at the Crane household?
Oh yeah, we were on the icy side. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to drive 1.2 miles from my offices to my home that day. But I've got a 4-wheel drive vehicle. I didn't have any problems, but I saw probably 30, 40 pileups. Nobody was seriously injured, and a whole lot of MARTA buses straddling intersections. So I'm glad to see the sunshine back today.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing you in person next Friday.
Can't wait, Bill. Forward Deborah or myself your lunch order for next week when you join us live in the studio. There you go. Political analyst Bill Crane. As always, appreciate your time, Bill. Have a fantastic weekend, my friend. There it is. The only exception for Neil Diamond Day is Bill Crane. Social media is active at Mark Arum, MarkArum, and at WSB Radio. Back after this.
Yes, there were times I'm sure you knew when I bit off more than I could chew.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
That is awesome.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
This is Jill from Roswell, and I just won $1,000.
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 12.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
on 95.5 WSB.
Every single month that you wait to call Myland is just another month where you've likely paid more than you should have on your mortgage. This is Scott Slade. The time to act is now. Everything is moving in the right direction for you to start saving on your mortgage. No matter your scenario, Myland has seen it. Reverse mortgages for you or your parents, specialty purchase programs, cash out refinances, second mortgages, rental properties, VA and FHA. Mortgages are Myland's specialty. And when you've been doing it as long as they have, you've seen it all. I've been saying it for years, and it's still true today. Myland is constantly closing loans other lenders just can't close. The Fed is starting to lower rates, so your time to act is now. Take a few minutes out of your day and call my friends at Myland. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage License C148769. Myland's located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
If it's the big story, it's on 2. Channel 2 Action News this morning. I'm Fred Blankenship.
And I'm Lori Wilson. Big stories are always breaking. It may start in the morning, but the impact continues all day.
We're constantly working to bring you fresh information from different perspectives.
This is Developing Live. Our reporters are working to get you all the angles right now.
When it comes to the big story, this is always the place to get ready for your day.
Join us on Channel 2 Action News this morning every day, 4:30 to 7.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place, you know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
You do not want to miss this. Call Zero Res Carpet Cleaning to get 3 rooms of carpet plus a free hallway for only $109. That's right, 3 rooms plus a free hallway for only $109. You only have a few days to take advantage of this sweet deal. Zero Res can bring your carpets back to life with their exclusive cleaning technology. By using ZR water, Zero Res is tough on your carpet stains without using soaps or harsh chemicals. The best part is your carpets will stay cleaner longer, so you and your family can continue walking on soft and fluffy carpets day after day. Don't just take my word for it. Zero Res has over 20,000 reviews and a 4.9 rating on Google. They don't run this sale often, so don't wait. Call 770-242-1313 today to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a free hallway for only $109 before it's too late. Use code SALE109 at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res. Spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their 2nd month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility.
10:52 on the Mark Arum Show. Still monitoring delays on Highway 316. Live with the latest, Andrew Seco.
And we're still looking at least one lane blocked off here. 316 heading eastbound. Really jammed at Sugarloaf Parkway. Really putting the pinch on your ride at Lordsville. You may want to hop on Highway 120, save you a little bit of time. Second biggest volume spot, 85 south through Duluth and Norcross. Seeing the brake lights early and often. You are slow from 316 all the way down towards Jimmy Carter Boulevard. That is exit 99. This is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for limited time. You can go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
We're optimistic that the ceasefire will hold and will allow humanitarian actors more space and flexibility to operate, and certainly the safety to deliver the humanitarian aid that they need.
That's Robert Blanchard, head of WHO's Hub for Global Health Emergencies Logistics in Dubai. Charter flight carrying medical aid for Gaza has landed in Egypt, will be trucked across the Rafah border during the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Dubai Humanitarian is coordinating with the WHO, helping provide the supplies. Blanchard, as I mentioned, is the head of the WHO's Hub for Global Emergencies in Dubai. Earlier in the hour, we talked to our buddy Robert Berger in Jerusalem. We are awaiting to see any information on the hostage release, names, health status, if they're alive or not. Again, that hostage exchange, prisoner exchange, as Robert mentioned, is set to happen tomorrow morning, Israeli time. We will certainly follow that. Neil Diamond there. I've got a bone to pick. I have one problem with Neil Diamond. I know, Deborah. Well, you'll understand in a second. So do you remember the other day, it was like the 60th anniversary of Tony Bennett singing San Francisco, and we were talking about cities that have songs, New York for Old Blue Eyes, Chicago, and the Atlanta, Jermaine Dupri's Welcome to Atlanta. And Crawdaddy, our assistant program director, texts me, Sweet Caroline for Boston.
It's not written for Boston.
No.
Not at all.
This is the only bullet, and I don't know if I can fully place the blame on Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond, Brooklyn born and raised. He is a New Yorker. How the heck did the Red Sox adopt Sweet Caroline as their seventh inning stretch song?
I mean, it's just such a great song.
Sure.
Everybody loves to sing along to it, but it's not about Boston.
It kills me that Neil Diamond, Jewish Elvis, greatest living singer-songwriter, has a connection to the city of Boston. Love the city.
That's why I haven't played it yet.
I love the city of Boston. I despise all the sports teams, most notably the Red Sox. My favorite team are the Yankees and the Braves and whoever's playing the Red Sox and the Mets. I despise both of them. But it kills me that Neil Diamond is associated with that franchise. It makes no sense. That'd be like at Yankee Stadium in the seventh inning stretch, they played Shipping Off to Boston. It makes no sense. He's from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised. Anyway, happy birthday, Neil. Sorry if you're listening. Do I have time for? Yes, I do have time for this. I appreciate what Heather Schneider does here at the station.
Everything?
Everything. Yeah. She does everything. Takes initiatives. We have the Star of the Month award where you you won it, right?
No pity stars there.
Yeah, you won that.
I did.
You
win
get a
one,
gift
yes.
card and
parking
a parking spot
and a leg lamp.
Yeah, I love the initiative that we take. We've had these things. I'm not really digging or understand what's going on the wall back there, the wish wall.
Well, they change it every month. Yeah.
Heather, if you're listening, do not adopt this workplace thing. I think this is happening in China, Deborah. There's an office in China that now has a bathroom wall of shame. A bathroom wall of shame. What's exactly the bathroom wall of shame?
Okay, so what's happening is a lot of people will go hide in the bathroom. And anybody have done that maybe even at home, right? That's your safe space.
Safe spot. I'm trying to get away from the kids,
Exactly.
for sure.
A lot of women will say that. They lock themselves in the bathroom to get away from kids. If you just need a minute, we'll go to the bathroom. Nobody can bother you there. Well, apparently at this company, a lot of people were spending a little bit too much time in the bathroom, not using the bathroom, smoking, playing games, just hiding out there, to the point where other people would get upset, like, so-and-so's in the bathroom again. Yeah. So they put a camera up there to see who's coming in the bathroom and spending the most time in there, and what exactly are they doing. Now, it doesn't say if it's pointed at the stall or anything.
I would not. Well, it's China. You never know. But I would imagine it's just the entry. How long? Like, all right, we clocked Longoria 6 minutes and 19 seconds in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so whoever has the most time.
Their pictures get put up.
Now, Heather, do not do this. I'm not hiding in the bathroom. I'm there for a legitimate reason.
The lights do turn off in 10 minutes, so you
I
can
think
know
it's less
when,
than 10 minutes.
You can know when someone's in there.
Yeah, we do not need that WSB radio, the bathroom wall of shame. No. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. We'll be right back. Heading up to Capitol Hill, the latest on the Hegseth nomination. Social media is active at Mark Airman at WSB Radio.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Owning a home means a lot of tough decisions, like who can I trust with the comfort of my family? Hey, it's Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine for Guardian Home Experts. You know me, I'm an Atlanta guy, born and raised, but I'm not going to use a company just because my parents did or because I heard their name a lot. Heating, cooling, and plumbing options and pricing can be really complicated. So I did my research and I chose local, family-owned Guardian Home Experts. Over 5,000 five-star reviews, affordable options, high-quality work, and impeccable customer service. Get a new system with Guardian and Daikin to get up to a $1,450 instant rebate and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's as low as $99 a month to own, not lease. Plus, Guardian offers a meet or beat price match guarantee up to $500. Details online. And here's my favorite part.
Call 470 experts. Guardian Home Experts.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. A 16-year-old shot and killed at a gas station on Highway 138 and Taylor Road in Riverdale last Tuesday. This morning, there's new information.
Police have made an arrest in the murder of a 16-year-old boy in Riverdale after going back to the scene of the crime. 16-year-old Michael Sinyard was shot and killed at a gas station on Highway 138 in Taylor Road. Apparently, the suspect kept returning to the scene of the crime. Police arrested 20-year-old Javin Alejandro Fonseca and charged him with malice murder. His father tells Channel 2 Action News he is devastated.
5 teens got killed the same day my son got killed in Riverdale alone. Something's got to give, man.
Fonseca currently being held in the Clayton County Detention Center. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
All right, it's going to be partly cloudy and breezy today. Afternoon high right there around 44. Some of the winds could be gusting up to 20 miles an hour, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. President Trump traveling to North Carolina, where he will be briefed on recovery efforts after Hurricane Helene, and he'll survey some of the damage there. The president will then head to the wildfire-ravaged area of Los Angeles. CBS News correspondent Ed O'Keefe is at the White House with more on Mr. Trump's response to a judge's decision on birthright citizenship.
Remember, though, birthright citizenship enshrined in the Constitution goes back to the founding of the country. It's not a chicken and egg thing. It's been there for a while. It's just conservatives believe, at least some of them, that if you remove that, maybe the flow will end.
And President Trump's executive order to restrict birthright citizenship is being blocked for at least the next 2 weeks by a federal judge from Seattle. And DeKalb County crews are working this morning on a water main break caused by this week's freezing temperatures. It's at Dresden Drive between Fernwood Circle and Ellijay Drive. DeKalb CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson telling WSB she's blaming old pipes.
You're dealing with pipes in many instances that have been in ground 80 to 100 years and never had any
remediation.
And the City of Atlanta crews have also been responding to multiple water main breaks over the last 24 hours. Teachers and other employees at the Henry County School District are being asked to wait a little bit longer for their monthly paychecks. The school district saying snow and ice this week made it impossible for staff to get to the district office and process payroll. Checks were originally set to go out today. That's now going to happen on Wednesday.
Because a lot of people are spent. You know, we have nothing left.
And that employee tells Channel 2 Action News he's not sure how he's going to make his bill payments in the meantime. The district says it hopes to learn from this situation. President Trump expected to address anti-abortion activists today at a March for Life rally. Thousands from across the country expected to show up at the National Mall today for the annual event. The march will begin at 1 o'clock at the Washington Monument and then will end in front of the Supreme Court building. Mr. Trump expected to address the marches via video link because, of course, as we told you, he is traveling. His remarks will come one day after signing pardons for nearly 24 anti-abortion activists who were convicted for blocking access to women's health clinics. And a few planets are always visible in the night sky, but over the next several weeks, they're all coming into view.
Often you need a telescope to experience a notable celestial event, but the phenomenon known as the Parade of Planets is largely visible with the naked eye, at least with 4 planets, according to Fernbank astronomer Mark Lancaster.
All very bright and easy to see, even from our light-polluted skies in Atlanta.
Uranus and Neptune do require a telescope, but they're up there too, and one more entry joins the parade soon.
Next month, Mercury will be getting higher in the sky, but Venus is going to be getting lower.
The Fernbank Observatory is open free to the public on Thursday and Friday nights. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Alex Williams in the 24-hour traffic center.
Good Friday morning to you, Sabrina. Right now, found some trouble down near the airport. It's on the 285 northbound, those ramps from I-85 and 285. They keep you on 285 north, the inner loop heading up to Washington Road. Looks to be in the right lane there, so you are seeing some delays trying to make that transition. Elsewhere, a little bit of volume downtown. Not too bad, though. 75-85 northbound, tap of the brakes from I-20 up past Freedom Parkway. And got that construction heading out to Lawrenceville, 316 eastbound, right around Sugarloaf Parkway. No alternate needed, just tapping the brakes as you leave I-85. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy today, high 44, breezy at times with wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Lows tonight back down to the mid-20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 48. Increasing cloud cover on Sunday, morning low 29, afternoon high 50.
It's 39 degrees in Tucker. Covington has 39 degrees, and it's 36 in Duluth. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
No, I want this town to be near you.
11:05 on this Payday Donut Friday. 42 degrees in Midtown and climbing. The big thaw coming up. Christina says we'll hit 60 on Wednesday. Finally, some good weather news here. Coming up in 30 minutes, Deborah's going to give you a chance to win. Someone's going to win. 2 tickets to see the legend Willie Nelson. In exactly 1 hour, I'll give you another keyword in WSB's 5K a day bonus splits. 10 o'clock keyword winner, Takita in Atlanta. She won $1,000 just entering in the bonus blitz keyword into the WSB Radio app or WSBradio.com/cash. We've talked a lot of stuff already in the first 2 hours of the show. Pete Hegseth's nomination is front and center on Capitol Hill. We'll check into that in just a second, but I totally forgot to play this, guys. When I was down in Florida at the hotel. I do miss room service and the continental breakfast and the bathroom 4 feet away from the studio. But I was watching the local local news, you know, like Channel 2's morning news. They had their version down in the west coast of Florida, and there was a commercial on there, and I was like, is this real life or is this a joke? And it turns out it's real life. I don't know if you've seen this commercial, but it's a verified company. It's a legitimate thing. I thought it was maybe like a parody kind of thing. Deborah, have you heard of Trumpy Trout?
I have not.
Have you heard about Longoria? Have you heard about Trumpy Trout?
I think I heard about
Okay,
this,
so you
yes.
remember
But vaguely.
in the 90s, there was that talking fish that you
Yeah,
hang
the
on
bass.
the wall?
Yeah.
The bass. It would sing songs
Yeah,
or
it would
whatever.
sing songs for you, yeah.
I stopped my show prep when I was down in the hotel room in Florida watching this commercial. I was like, no, this isn't a thing. It's called Trumpy Trout. I'm going to play the commercial for you. Trumpy Trout, the talking presidential fish head commercial.
Now, a message from the 45th President of the United Ponds of America.
Let's make fishing great again, okay?
He's here, everyone's favorite fish, Trumpy Trout.
No one has ever seen a fish like me.
Trumpy Trout is an animatronic talking fish with a big personality.
I am the hugely bigliest fish in the pond.
Watch his fins flap and his large mouth move as he makes speech after speech in high-fidelity sound.
Some bass are bad fish, crazy fish, criminal fish, and druggy fish. But some bass are good fish, and I only love some of them.
Mount him to your wall or use the built-in stand to display him proudly on your desk. Now you'll never miss a Trumpy Trout rally.
I'm building a new pond, and the bass will pay for it.
Set him to motion activated to surprise his fans.
My fins are big. I have the biggest fins. No fish have fins like me.
Or turn him on and let his inspiring words delight the crowd.
All the fish love Trumpy. They just love me.
Catch Trumpy Trout for yourself or someone you love.
Oh, they can try, but they can't. They just can't.
Treat yourself to this limited edition Trumpy Trout for just $59.99.
That's it. $60.
It comes with your official Make Fishing
Plus
Great Again
shipping
certificate of authenticity. Order right now and we'll instantly upgrade you to the deluxe version with desktop stand and Trumpy Trout jingle free.
He is the greatest trout, without a doubt, the biggest fish.
And for even more fun, we'll give you a discount when you buy more than one.
Oh, buy
We got the shoreline secure. No bass in this pond.
Supplies are limited, so don't miss your chance to hook the greatest fish of all time.
I am the greatest trout, and there is no doubt.
This is a limited edition collectible from Top Dog
Limited
Direct.
edition.
Order now at TrumpyTrout.com. That's TrumpyTrout.com.
I don't know if it's playing
Safe
on
Flight.
Atlanta. Oh, sorry, Safe Flight. I don't know if it's playing on Atlanta television or not, but I was transfixed. I was like, is this a bit? No, it's a real thing.
They missed it. They should have said he came out of the Gulf of America.
Oh,
why are
that's
they saying
right.
that he came out of a pond?
Now, listen, I hope, and I'm going to text him right now. I hope Tim Andrews got the voice work voicing Trumpy Trout. It's a trout face, but like looks like Trump. Phenomenal. I am buying one for the traffic center. I'm gonna turn on the motion activated thing, so anytime someone walks in the traffic center, you're gonna hear from Trumpy Trout. I understand. Like my grandmother had commemorative JFK plates in the hutch. That generation would buy commemorative stuff, FDR or JFK, Reagan, right? There was a lot of Reagan collectibles. There used to be I haven't seen these commercials in a while. So in the United States, you can't be alive and be on a postage stamp or a coin, right? That's part of the rules. You have to pass on before you're honored with a coin or a postage stamp. But do you remember these commercials where it was like Barbados or some small country would be like, we have the first official Obama coin.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah.
Yes, where it was like legal tender in Barbados, the $1 Obama coin. Buy it now, limited time. Is that there? If that's still a thing, there's got to be a Trump coin somewhere. Legal tender in Luxembourg. It's because you can't do it in the United States. I understand if you are, you feel a connection with a president, whether it was Reagan or Obama or Trump, buying the collectible coin or the collector's plate, that the Trumpy Trout, that might be a bridge too far for me. Unless if it's powered by AI and it updates like weekly or monthly and gives you new audio. Because I would imagine, like that Big Mouth Bass, that was the name of the...
Right.
After a month, you're hearing the same shtick. I'd kind of get sick of it. Like Big Mouth Bass probably was entertaining for a month, and you're like, I already heard that, Big Mouth Bass. They should learn from the Big Mouth Bass mistakes, where you can upgrade and get new audio.
Yeah, pay a subscription fee.
Yeah, or just, $60. You should... give the updates for free. Anyway, it's a legit thing. TrumpyTrout.com. If you're looking for a gift for your friend, neighbor, coworker, loved one. That was a true thing. All right, happy birthday, Neil Diamond. When we come back, going to Capitol Hill, the latest on Hegseth. Oh, can you pot this down for a second? Trump speaking right now in North Carolina ahead of the disaster zone.
On the ball, and we're going to turn it all around. Yes.
A lot of Americans think that this is symbolic of what your campaign was all about. America first, putting your priorities to Americans, even going to California where their policies might have been one of the biggest reasons why they've had these problems. But you're putting the American people first. Your thoughts on that?
We are. Thank you. I like that question. Boy, I want more questions like that. That's even a statement. Thank you very much. He's a good man, that guy. And he's also a very professional reporter, I have to say. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're putting America first. We're putting, in this case, North Carolina and California. We're going to do a good job in California. That is a disaster like, I don't know if we've ever seen anything like it, frankly. They say the biggest in the history of California. I think, has anything bigger than that happened in the whole country ever? It looks like, I don't want to say what it looks like, but you know what I'm going to say. It looks like something hit it. And we won't talk about what hit it, but it is a bad, bad situation. And I guess I'm going to meet with some government officials. But, I mean, much more importantly, and in California, just to revert to it for a second, millions of gallons of water are waiting to be poured down through already the half pipes that are already built. I mean, they've been up for 40 years. And about 20 years ago, they turned off the water. And it's the water that comes from the Pacific Northwest. Some of it comes out of Canada, and it flows there, and it probably has flowed there for 1 million years. And they turned it off, and they routed out to the Pacific. And in the meantime, you don't have water in the hydrants. You don't have water in the sprinkler systems. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And everyone's trying to figure out, why aren't they turning it back? They say it's the Delta smelt. It's a fish. But I find that hard to believe, but we'll figure it out. And without doing that, you're going to continue to have problems.
Mr. President, what are you prepared to do, sir, if OPEC doesn't respond to your call to cut oil prices?
Well, we want to see OPEC cut the price of oil, and that will automatically stop the tragedy that's taking place in Ukraine. It's a butchering tragedy for both sides, by the way. A tremendous number of Russian soldiers are dead. Tremendous number of Ukrainian soldiers, and a lot of people are dead from the bombing of the cities. But right now it's just bullets whacking and hitting men, mostly men, almost in all cases men. And over 1 million men are killed, and they're losing thousands of people a week. It's crazy. It's a crazy war. And it never would have happened if I was president. Would never have happened. This is crazy that it happened, but we want to stop it. Now, one way to stop it quickly is for OPEC to stop making so much money and to drop the price of oil, because they have it nice and high. And if you have it high, that war's not going to end so easily. So OPEC ought to get on the ball, and they ought to drop the price of oil, and that war will stop right away.
Mr. President, funding to Los Angeles because of its sanctuary city policy?
I want to see two things in Los Angeles: voter ID, so that the people have a chance to vote, and I want to see the water be released and come down into Los Angeles and throughout the state. Those are the two things. After that, I will be the greatest president that California has ever seen. I want the water to come down and come down to Los Angeles, and also go out to all the farmland that's barren and dry. You know, they have land that they say is the equivalent of the land in Iowa, which is about as good as there is anywhere on earth. The problem is it's artificial, because they artificially stop the water from going onto the land. So I want two things. I want voter ID for the people of California, and they all want it.
You've been listening to President
Right now,
Trump at the airport in Asheville, North Carolina. He is visiting North Carolina and California today to tour disaster-hit areas. We'll continue our team coverage of that, and we'll head up to Capitol Hill, the latest on the Senate confirmations. That's next on The Mark Arum Show.
So you just sing the blues all the time.
Hey, we're looking for a home for Sherry. Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News. Sherry's our first WSB Dog of the Month. With Paws Atlanta, we're looking for Sherry's new family. She is 4. She's cuddly and curious. Meet her at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fee, too. Have a look. WSBRadio.com/dog.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Our farmers feed us all. For generations, they've done what's best for the land. So why is the litigation industry threatening Georgia farmers' go-to crop protection tool? Without glyphosate-based herbicides, crop yields will drop, costs will soar, and we'll all see even higher grocery bills. Farmers need to be supported, not controlled. To keep glyphosate available in our state, go to TakeControlGeorgia.com. Paid for by Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
It's no surprise that Ragsdale Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electric continues to grow, and they're looking for good, caring people to join them. If you've got experience as a plumber, electrician, or are an HVAC tech, give them a call and be part of a great team. Be proud to bring your expertise, knowledge, and patience to homes all across Atlanta, like mine. Ragsdale's experts have been taking care of my home for years. Employees stay with Ragsdale 10, 20, even 30 years. Go to ragsdaleair.com/careers and apply today.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup, and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
It's playoff time. It's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app's so simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projections, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code AMERICA and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code AMERICA on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
11:21 on the Mark Arum Show. Delays on 285 down the airport way. What can you tell us, Alex Williams?
Yeah, it's a crash. They're trying to fish a car out of the woods on 285 northbound, the inner loop just before Washington Road, exit 1. The right lane is blocked, so 85 northbound, little slow coming up, trying to make that transition on to 285 northbound. Elsewhere in Cobb, trouble off to the side, 75 south before Windy Hill Road. Looks like a crash on Cobb Parkway just north of Roswell Street. And for Scythe County authorities say avoid Matt Highway. That's Highway 369 at Fairfax Drive. Crash working there. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Got to work out around young Yoki's schedule today, so we're going to give away our Willie Nelson tickets right now instead of at 11:37, because that's what we do. Yoki deserves our respect. So, Deborah, what do we have to give away?
A pair of tickets to see Willie Nelson at the Atrium Health Amphitheater in Macon on April 13th. Sadly, Neil Diamond is not opening.
He may or may not be doing Neil Diamond covers, though.
That'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. We're going to take it easy on Yokes. Ninth caller to 404-872-0750. Ninth caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see the legend Willie Nelson on a certain date.
On April 13th, down in Macon.
Down in Macon. All right, ninth caller. Good luck. All right, as promised, talking about the Pete Hegseth nomination. Grab this morning. CNN's Manu Raju up on Capitol Hill.
Pete Hegseth well on his way to becoming the next Secretary of Defense after a weeks-long battle in the aftermath of Donald Trump naming him shortly after the election to be his next Secretary of Defense. That blindsided Republicans and Democrats alike. Pete Hegseth, a former Fox News host, a military veteran, someone not known, someone who simply does not have the experience to manage an organization like this, catapulting to this hugely important position. Republicans fell in line. They said that he is the right person with the right mindset to shake up the Defense Department, and in line with Donald Trump, they gave deference to the president's decision for this critical national security position. But Democrats in particular raised concerns about his character. They raised concerns about his judgment, about whether he could actually manage this sprawling and hugely critical agency, and as well as these allegations of misconduct, including allegations of sexual assault. Now, he has denied allegations of sexual assault, allegations of excessive drinking, allegations of womanizing. We did learn, though, in correspondence with the Senate Armed Services Committee, he provided $50,000 to a woman who accused him in 2017 of sexual assault. They reached a non-disclosure agreement, and Hegseth has testified he reached that non-disclosure agreement because he did not want this woman to go public with, he says, false allegations that could hurt his career. His attorney told us about that $50,000 settlement. He said it would have cost more to fight this in court, which is why they decided to settle it. Now, that does not seem to change Hegseth's trajectory. He is still expected to be confirmed tonight on a simple majority vote after the vote occurred on Thursday afternoon to advance his nomination and break a Democratic filibuster. That vote, 51-49, all Democrats voted against Hegseth. That included also two Republicans joined Democrats. All the 51 votes in the affirmative were Republicans. Those two opponents who were on the GOP side, Senators Lisa Murkowski, Senator Susan Collins, two moderate members who have often broke with their party. And on this issue, they raised similar concerns as Democrats about his temperament, about his character, about whether he could do the job. They raised concerns about his past comments, criticizing having women in combat. Hegseth has since walked that back. Collins did not believe his walk back and believed that his comments recently that he opposed women in the military were very concerning to her. And Murkowski in particular raised questions about his character. But given the fact that this is a 53-47 GOP-controlled Senate, in order for Hegseth's nomination to stall, it would require 4 Republicans to break ranks. Only 2 Republicans broke ranks, which means Hegseth is going to be confirmed on one of the narrowest majorities for a nomination, a post that often is supported by big bipartisan majorities.
There's Manu Raju on Capitol Hill. So despite 2 Republican defections, Hegseth most likely will be confirmed tonight on the Senate floor. News, weather, and traffic straight ahead. When we come back, we're going to go up to D.C., check with a Bloomberg reporter. President Trump, in one of those sweeping executive orders, one related to cryptocurrency. We'll get clarification next on The Mark Arum Show.
If it's the big story, it's on too. Channel 2 Action News this morning. I'm Fred Blankenship.
And I'm Lori Wilson. Big stories are always breaking. It may start in the morning, but the impact continues all day.
We're constantly working to bring you fresh information from different perspectives.
This is Developing Live. Our reporters are working to get you all the angles right now.
When it comes to the big story, this is always the place to get ready for your day.
Join us on Channel 2 Action News this morning every day, 4:30 to 7.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, over 3 million people called Morgan & Morgan in their time of need. And with over 1 million of those calls coming from previous clients, friends, and family.
My name is Jason Williams. It was a rainy day, and I got hit from behind by a lady that was doing somewhere over 100 miles an hour is what they were saying. I've never dealt with anything like this before. Everybody that I talked to kept saying the same name, which was Morgan & Morgan. I was on hold for maybe 15 seconds. When they come back and said, Jason, we will absolutely take your case. As a non-tech savvy guy, any question that I had, if I called, text, or email, they got right back to me. They made it as easy for me as it could have been.
Thank you for trusting us. We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. The word is out. Size matters. Reputation matters. We're America's largest injury law firm for a reason. With over 900 dedicated attorneys and climbing, we're ready wherever you are, whatever you need. The choice is easy. We're just a phone call away. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
One of our new sponsors, Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. It lets you keep in touch with your family at the touch of a button. Now, these are not the average walkie-talkies that you knew as a kid. No, they're way better. Now connect with your kids and aging parent instantly with a push of a button. One-touch connection. Now Rapid Radios work on a national LTE network, but you're never going to have a contract just like walkie-talkies with the ease of today's technology. I mean, it's fantastic technology. Rapid Radios are a great communication device for kids. Now keep them off the internet, but be able to talk to them at a practice or riding their bikes. It's 100% private. There's no subscription ever. They're ready to go right out of the box, and we even use them right here on this show. RapidRadios.com. And for a limited time, go to RapidRadios.com. You'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping from Michigan, plus a free protection bag. If you add the code RADIO, you get an extra 5% off.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
JIC, Flat Face Seal, BSP, and DIN. If you know what these are, then listen up.
I'm Victoria Holloway. We can replicate hose assembly on site with Mobile Hydraulics of Georgia.
Call 770-HYD-HOSE or try our website, HYDHOSE.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
In North Carolina, he just talked to reporters.
We're going to go to the site now, and we're going to figure out a plan for really demolition and cleaning, because not a lot's been done, and we're very disappointed in the Biden administration, but we're going to make up for lost time. And I said I'd do that, and this is about the earliest we could possibly be here.
After North Carolina, the president will then head to California to see damage from the wildfires there. Your weather here today, partly cloudy and breezy with a high of 44, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. New this half hour, the Georgia Public Service Commission approves a rule allowing Georgia Power to charge data centers and other large load facilities more than standard customers for electricity. Commissioner Bubba McDonald telling WSB it applies to any facility that uses more than 100 megawatts.
We're not going, and this commissioner is not going to put that cost on the ratepayers that have paid the way that we are right now.
And there are more than 50 data centers in Georgia already, with many more already under construction or planned for the state. This is also new at 11:30. Gainesville police on the lookout for a teen murder suspect they describe as dangerous. 17-year-old Alan Barrera wanted for killing another teenager earlier this month. Police say they got reports of shots fired in a car crash on Hillcrest Avenue January 11th. When they arrived on the scene, they found 17-year-old Aristo Ramirez dead from a gunshot wound. He had been shot before crashing the car. Another teen was shot in the foot. A 16-year-old was shot and killed at a gas station on Highway 138 and Taylor Road in Riverdale last week. Now police today say they've made an arrest.
Apparently, the suspect kept returning to the scene of the crime. Police arrested 20-year-old Javin Alejandro Fonseca and charged him with malice murder.
And WSB's Lisa Nicholas says no word on a motive at this time. Store closures last year were at the highest level since the pandemic, and the trend shows no sign of letting up this year. Over 7,300 brick-and-mortar retail outlets closed their doors in 2024, according to data from CoreSite Research. This year, nearly 2,000 stores have closed already, and that number could reach 15,000 by the end of the year. Party City and Big Lots leading the way. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow currently down 48 at 44,511. NASDAQ is also down, and the S&P is up slightly. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather brought to you by Findlay Roofing. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Still got this crash down by the airport, 285 northbound, the inner loop before Washington Road, exit 1. That's in the right lane. That's why you're slow on that 85 northbound transition to I-285 northbound. Luckily, no big 285 west inner loop delays ramping there as well. 75, 85 northbound, little sluggish, leaving I-20 up past Freedom Parkway. And that road work that's been on 316 eastbound right around Sugarloaf Parkway might have moved to the westbound side now, because that's what's starting to get slow between Lawrenceville and I-85. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy today, high 44, lows tonight back down into the mid-20s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 48. Increasing cloud cover on Sunday, but staying dry. Morning low 29, afternoon high 50.
It is 40 degrees in Johns Creek, 42 right now in Conyers. We'll have more news at noon, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
That is awesome.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
This is Jill from Roswell, and I just won $1,000.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 12.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
on 95.5 WSB.
What does the future of crypto look like in the second Trump term of his presidency? We'll go in depth next on the Mark Arum Show.
It's not going away. That spot you're trying to ignore in the ceiling, yep, it was there last week. It was there last month, and it's only going to get worse. Hey, it's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show. For my experts at Findlay Roofing, the roof guys, everything you own and love lives under your roof, and it's long overdue to be replaced. So think of Findlay first. Now that Findlay has 0% financing available, it's even easier to stop procrastinating and get your roof replaced. Findlay has installed over 65,000 roofs locally, including mine. They've mastered the roof replacement process with impeccable, high-quality work. Findlay's seen it all and replaced it all. That's why Findlay stands behind their work with a lifetime warranty on labor and materials at no additional cost. Nobody else does that. So now with 0% financing available, get started today with a Findlay Roofing free roof analysis. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for The Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
LA is fine, the sun shines most of the time, and the feeling is laid back.
Speaking of LA, we'll check in on the wildfires in LA as we celebrate Neil Diamond's 84th birthday here on the Mark Arum Show. Also celebrating Tom in Gainesville. Won a pair of tickets to see Willie Nelson. Coming up in 30 minutes, I'm going to give you another chance in the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000 like Takeda in Atlanta did during the 10 a.m. hour. Right now, though, joining us live from Bloomberg News, political director Jody Schneider. Jody, good morning. As always, thanks for your time.
Yeah, good morning.
Going in depth on the second Trump term, a bunch of sweeping executive orders that he signed that evening in the Oval Office right after the inauguration. One concerning cryptocurrency in the United States. I am going to be completely honest with you, Jody. I know less than nothing about cryptocurrency. So what does the future of crypto look like in the second term?
Yeah, so this executive order, and as you note, he's signed a flurry of executive orders this week, but this one was specifically about for the crypto industry and had said that he was going to do things to try to benefit them. This basically creates a working group of agencies that will advise the White House and obviously the president on crypto policy, and says the industry will play a crucial role in U.S. innovation, economic development, and international leadership. This includes folks from the Treasury and Justice Departments, as well as the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, which has to this point regulated that industry. They expected him to act. Some had hoped he'd act as soon as Inauguration Day on Monday, but topics like trade and energy came first in line, and some of those pardons. Now he has acted on behalf of the crypto industry.
I know nothing about cryptocurrencies, but I did follow the markets and Bitcoin's historic surge when it looked like Trump would be reelected, and then after the election results came in, just a massive rise. So obviously the industry is gung ho about a second Trump term and what it means for their industry.
Well, that's right. This on the campaign trail, he was really said he would be, if he was elected, an advocate for the industry. He vowed to do things like streamline regulations, pick some folks who were crypto friendly to help oversee the industry, use the White House as sort of a cheerleader for that, and including support a stable coin framework. So he's made good on some of those promises. He picked crypto friendly agency heads like to the SEC, and he says he's going to pardon Ross Ulbricht, who created the notorious Silk Road website that sold some illegal drugs using Bitcoin. He's saying, hey, Bitcoin deserves a fresh start there. So we'll see what this actually means about having this working group at the White House, but certainly he's aiming to be a cheerleader for this industry and do things to try to make the regulatory framework for it a smooth one.
Political news director for Bloomberg, Jody Schneider, joining us on the Mark Arum Show. I know there are some nations that have part of their reserves, their federal reserves, in cryptocurrency. Do we have anything like that in the United States?
No, and things that would involve other parts of the government, would be difficult. One of the things that the president has said he wants to do is to get some legislation through Congress. Of course, that's, as soon as you start looking at trying to do things legislatively, he won't control it anymore. But we will watch to see what legislation he will move forward in this, term, and probably soon. He has said that he wants to move some legislation right away, certainly in his first 100 days in office, to help the industry.
Jody, great insight as always. Enjoy your weekend, my friend.
Thank you.
There you go. Jody Schneider, political news director, Bloomberg. President Trump now in Fletcher, North Carolina, speaking ahead of his tour of Helene storm damage in North Carolina.
It's a lot of people. 104 people lost their lives. 73,000 homes were severely damaged or destroyed. And I'll tell you, I've been to a lot of them, and this was This was like lots of hurricanes in one. I've never seen such damage done by water. And the water came, it was violent, and it left, and there was like nothing left. It's really pretty amazing. At one point, half of the emergency calls to FEMA went unanswered. That's real bad. FEMA was not doing their job. The city of Asheville went without running water for 2 months. A whistleblower testified that some FEMA employees refused to help people who displayed Trump signs on their properties. I think that's true, isn't it? I read that. It's not nice. That's not too nice, is it? But whoever those property people were, thank you very much. Michael, is that true? That's not good, huh? About the property owners you put a Trump sign on and they wouldn't help? FEMA. Earlier this year, FEMA kicked 2,000 North Carolinians out of their temporary housing into below freezing temperatures. What was that all about? Is that, you know about that? What happened? Tell me.
We had an incompetent administration under Biden, and we had a disaster, and then we call it the disaster after the disaster. That was the FEMA response.
You had nothing but disaster since then. It doesn't matter at this point. Biden did a bad job. Some residents still don't have hot water, drinking water, or anything else, and many of them don't have quarters. They don't have anything. They got a stipend for what they lost, and we're going to take care of it. This is totally unacceptable, and I'll be taking strong action to get North Carolina the support that you need to quickly recover and rebuild. We're working on it very hard, and I think if Michael Whatley does half as good a job for North Carolina as he did for my campaign, we'll be very happy. Him and Laura were a very powerful team. So you think you can handle it, Michael? I don't know. I'm not sure, Michael. I think this is maybe in many ways easier, okay? Maybe easier. But you're going to lead the team. Do you want to say who the congressmen are that you want to appoint? Do you want to introduce them?
All right, that's President Trump speaking ahead of his tour of Helene storm damage in North Carolina. From here, after he tours Western North Carolina, Trump is going to head to the wildfires in L.A., and he's going to finish his busy day with a rally in Las Vegas, I believe, somewhere in Nevada. I believe it's Las Vegas. I'm exhausted just looking at that schedule. Like, listen, I get up early, get up at 5 a.m., in here doing the show, 9 to noon, go home, walk the dogs. I nap at 2:30. I'm 51 years old, and if I don't get my 2:30 nap, I'm a wreck. This dude's, I guess maybe he can sleep on Air Force One.
Can you really? Well, yeah, it's not quite the same as a normal plane, yeah.
Maybe it's Diet Coke is the secret to
maybe
his
you
success.
A coffee button over here.
I don't know what it, yeah. Bless his heart. I'm exhausted just reading the schedule going, oh my gosh. Anyway, bull in a china shop. He's going full steam ahead. A reminder, by the way, as he is visiting storm-ravaged Helene, a shout-out to all the listeners. Right after the Helene horror, donated so much to help the Helene effort, including folks that brought stuff to our buddy Glenn at McDaniel's Q&2. I got to get with Glenn. People keep giving me stuff to give to Glenn to bring up to North Carolina. So, Glenn, if you're listening, we got to hook up maybe this weekend. I've got more and more goods, winter coats, sweaters, blankets, etc., that people keep donating to me to give to you to bring to North Carolina. But as always, you guys have been phenomenal with your generosity. So we'll monitor what President Trump's going to say in North Carolina, and then as he heads out west to visit the wildfires, which we're seeing some good news, more bad news, possibility of mudslides, just really, really bad stuff out there in L.A. Again, congrats to Tom in Gainesville. He won tickets to see Willie Nelson. Coming up after the noon news, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K a day bonus splits. Chance for you to win $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. And I just posted, we're trying to get a confirmation on a final nickname for our phone screener, musical coordinator, Vinny. I posted the poll on my Instagram story. Are we going Vinny Bag of Donuts, Vinny Drip, or Lil Penny? Please vote now on my Instagram story at Mark Arum, MarkArum.
Song blue, weeping like a willow.
Stay connected connected to Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic with the 95.5 WSB app. Listen to Atlanta's morning news. EVH, Eric Erickson, Mark Aram, and Shelley Winter. No matter where you go, 95.5 WSB and the WSB app. Download it today or find us in the iHeart and Odyssey apps.
I fall in love with you more every single morning.
Babe, you're my favorite. My heart belongs to you.
At Shane Company, our fine jewelry says it all without saying a word. This Valentine's Day, give a gift they'll love. We have pieces you can personalize or classic gifts that are ready to go. Shop our collection of meaningful gifts, like necklaces engraved with flowers and a message of love. Or give timeless diamond studs or a stylish 14-karat gold chain. We have so many romantic gifts, no matter your budget. Just call us Cupid. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Woo, up top, Bike Shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messenthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo.
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 888-471-3896. That's 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
It's home show time. Dave Baker here. The North Atlanta Home Show is right around the corner, January 24th through the 26th at the Gas South Convention Center. Yep, 3 days full of great deals, new ideas, and practical advice for your home inside and out from more than 150 experts. Tickets are available at NorthAtlantaHomeshow.com. And here's a pro tip. Use promo code BAKER and save 50%. That's the North Atlanta Home Show, January 24th through the 26th at the Gas South Convention Center. See you there.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up
and chasing down
Look at that sweet moolah!
that big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers. See taxslayer.com for eligibility.
11:51 on the Mark Arum Show. Better news on I-285, live with the latest. Alex Williams.
Yeah, they cleared that crash out of the right lane, 285 northbound, the inner loop before Washington Road, exit number 1. So those delays leaving I-85 will start to improve. We've been dealing with the crash downtown. Looks to be off to the right, 75-85 northbound before you get to I-20, but tapping the brakes as you leave University Avenue. And 75 southbound in Cobb County, it's just volume leaving Marietta from North Marietta Parkway down to trouble that cleared before Windy Hill Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I know I'm going to leave the station in a great mood today, just hearing all this Neil Diamond. Which one's this, Deborah?
Brother Love's Traveling Salvation Show.
Boom. We could be playing his hits 24/7. Maybe that'll be the new format change.
Okay, we'll flip. Yes,
The Neil Diamond
We're
station.
teasing the flip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Jewish Elf. A little higher, Longoria. Come on, don't be shy. No idea what that song's about, or
The salvation shows, when you go to the big tents and they have preachers and everything like that, and they bless you, hallelujah.
They didn't
You've never
have those
seen that
in Connecticut.
You've seen those in movies.
yeah. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. What was
Leap of Faith? You ever see that?
No, but I did see it in the George Clooney movie. They were escaped prisoners.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, oh, brother, where art thou? Anyway, happy birthday, Neil Diamond. 43 degrees in Midtown. Christina Edwards will update her 5-day forecast. She said we're going to hit 60 on Wednesday. In the meantime, we're not alone in this. Southern cities, totally unaccustomed to snow and ice, are gradually thawing out from this week's winter weather. ABC's Jim Ryan has more.
The once-in-a-lifetime storm was plenty for Walter Sullivan of New Orleans.
Living here in the South, never thought that I would have to be digging myself out.
The city doesn't have snowplows per se, so it used front loaders, road graders, and other highway construction equipment to clear the roads. That 90-year-old Governor Huey P. Long bridge over the Mississippi River has finally reopened. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Now, we only got in metro area up to 2 inches, mostly on the southern suburbs, but the snow map that Christina sent out earlier showed there were areas of southwest Georgia that got 8 to 9 inches of snow, which is insane for southwest Georgia.
Yeah, that's a half snow day for us.
That's unbelievable. So hopefully we get the thaw out. Once in a lifetime event, we hope for the folks down there. Hope they enjoyed it. Hope they're okay. Power outages are minimal now, so that's good. Again, Christina says we're going to thaw up to 60 on Wednesday, which is phenomenal. Speaking of the cold weather, we were talking about southern sayings relating to cold weather the other day, and the most famous, most notable is colder than a well digger's butt, right? Apparently, grave diggers are having some issues because of the cold.
Yeah, remember when that guy called and said once you start digging a grave, you can't stop?
Yeah.
Right? It's like a Pringles chip or something like that. So, well, with all the cold weather, it's been so difficult for grave diggers, one, just to get in the ground. They've had to use special equipment to try to dig up the ground or thaw it out. And even then, with the snow on it, it's hard to sometimes see where there's other stones, or even if that plot is open. So they're having a really, really hard time trying to bury the dead during these cold months.
I just know I've never dug a grave. I worked part-time a couple days at a funeral parlor, but it was, parking cars and opening doors and hanging up coats. But I've never dug a grave. But I know how difficult it is to shovel snow in these temperatures. I can imagine it's exponentially harder to try to dig into the earth. But don't they have claw machines now? Not claw machines, but
yeah, excavators.
excavators.
mean, it's not. But if you're not used to having them around, and the plots aren't that big, so it's all specialty equipment that they're just not necessarily equipped with.
We had enough snow in January. We're done. We're done. Let's get to 60 on Wednesday, and hopefully we'll all warm up.
Longoria's Fact of the Day.
All right, it's National Peanut Butter Day. Isn't that your favorite, peanut butter?
My least favorite thing.
Your least favorite. That's
Well, one at the bottom of the list for sure.
Well, you're not part of this Americans then. Every year, Americans eat enough peanut butter to coat the floor of the Grand Canyon. And in a high-pressure environment,
My other favorite thing.
peanut butter can be turned into diamonds. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, under high pressure. Peanut butter can
Lab-created
turn-
diamonds?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what you got Leslie. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that.
No, her birthday's Sunday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Did you, all right, name top peanut butter brands that come to the top of your head.
Jif.
Peter Pan.
Right? Those are the two.
Those are the
big
two that I
ones.
can think of.
Did you know it's Jif, not Jiffy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But most people think it's Jiffy. Like,
Yeah.
I was surprised you answered Jif. You're smart. But if you ask most people, they're like,
Isn't that part of the Mandela effect? where-
Exactly.
Where they think that it's
Yes.
one thing and it's not another.
Yes. I've been hit by the Mandela effect quite a bit.
I have too.
I don't know why it's called the Mandela effect.
It is something about Nelson
Because
Mandela.
because somebody,
Nelson Mandela was dead,
Died-
but he wasn't dead.
right,
Yeah.
like he died in prison, but he didn't die in prison. I think that's what it was.
All right. I want to
Something
go
like
in
that.
depth on the Mandela.
Vinny says yes.
I'm gonna go in depth on the Mandela effect next week because it's fascinating. Things that you think happened, like Cheese Whiz. I always thought it was in a metal can as a kid. There's never been
Never
Cheese
had
Whiz in
that.
a metal can. Well, I know, of course, you're from Wisconsin. You'd spin on a can.
I would think. I thought that too.
No.
In a metal can?
No. Easy Cheese. Cheese Whiz was never in a metal can.
Oh,
All
it
right.
was Easy Cheese that was in the can.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go in depth on the Mandela effect next week. Let's do some stars of the show before we get out of here.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Aram Star of the Show?
Locally, stars of the show, I get one. I brought in donuts. Vinny just brought in dozens of donuts. He didn't even take part in the show, and he gets a star of the show. Smile Mark brought in Chick-fil-A. The food is the key to the stars of the show. Deborah already posted a video, or gave me a video to post on social media, so she gets a star of the show. Alex Williams brought me in my coffee. Basically, everyone but Longoria and Yoki.
Yeah.
Everybody but Longoria and Yoki. Robert Berger joined us live in Jerusalem. He gets a star of the show. Political analyst Bill Crane, Jody Schneider from Bloomberg, Stephen Portnoy, and correspondent Rory O'Neill. We were packed to the gills today with guests. And the final star of the show, Luciane, pronounce her name for me? I'm going to mess.
Luciane Buchanan?
Yeah. Rose on The Night Agent. Deborah made a social media video. So if you missed that, I'll post it or just check out the podcast. Longoria's going to post in a little bit. Love that show. Night Agent Season 2 out now on Netflix. All right, social media is active, including a poll up on what Vinny's nickname should be. So it's in my Instagram stories, at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Don't go anywhere. Right after the new news, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. In the meantime, stay warm.